them ready for the season, and now media day as we get to talk football and get ready for this upcoming season.
And Kyle, of course, you can't talk football without talking the preseason poll. Surprise to no one, Montana State reigning national champs at the top of the preseason coaches poll, followed by Montana and UC Davis in a somewhat close race there.
100%. And you look at, obviously, those top three teams were the three playoff representatives for the Big Sky last year, Meg. A lot of people like in Idaho State, Northern Arizona, a playoff team 2 years ago, and, they bring a lot of talent back, obviously, especially at quarterback with Ty Pennington. Southern Utah back in the league was a good team a year ago. Idaho, Eastern Washington teams with pedigrees, but then, you look at the Weaver States, new coach. Northern Colorado was good last year. It's going to be a lot of fun in the league this year, and I think this polls here, both whether it be coaches or media poll, reflect that the league's going to have a lot of parity this year for sure.
Yeah, not much changing between the media poll and the coaches poll. A couple teams might have flip-flopped. And you mentioned that Southern Utah team. They won 6 straight to end last season, so don't count out the T-Birds.
No doubt about it. T-Birds back in the league, and we're happy to have them here because they're definitely going to be a force to be reckoned with. While there's some change in the polls, there is no change when it comes to our preseason MVPs because it's the guys who won the postseason awards last year. Eli Gilman, the running back from Montana, and of course Caden Dowler, the defensive back from Montana State, were our MVPs at the end of the last season. They are your preseason picks to be the MVPs once again. Eli Gilman on the doorstep of breaking a number of career rushing records at the University of Montana. Meanwhile, Caden Dowler, the heartbeat of that staunch Bobcat defense that, of course, led Montana State to the national championship a year ago. So congratulations to them, and well-deserved once again.
And Kyle, who better to kick off the season with than Big Sky Commissioner Tom Worcestersill? Tom, always great to have you on set. Exciting year for the Big Sky, adding Southern Utah and Utah Tech. Both ADs told me that a reason they love the Big Sky is because of the stability. What does that mean to you in this ever-changing landscape of college athletics?
Well, it's great to be with both of you here and to celebrate another kickoff event. And, it's just tremendous to have our 2 new programs come in, get us back to 13 football playing institutions, which, again, our goal is to dominate all of FCS. In order to do that, we need to have all the FCS programs out west here with us. And so it's really meaningful to have them be a part of what we're doing. I'm glad to hear them talk about stability. I think what it really means is our schools know who we are. We're not trying to be something we're not going to be. Everybody shares the same goals in our league, right? They want to win the Big Sky, compete nationally, and win a national title in football. Bringing those 2 schools in does nothing but solidify our spot, and hopefully they can help, the rising tide lift all ships, and we look forward to another great season.
One of the exciting elements of this upcoming season, Tom, is you bring in the reigning national champion, right? And you look at what Montana State did last year to get that national championship, and what a thrilling game it was over in Nashville for them to win. So, when we have the national championship trophy sitting behind us here, how special is that, knowing that the Big Sky has that target on its back this season?
It's amazing to have it. That was my eighth season as commissioner, and we finally won that title. It'd been hard to get, but I give Montana State a tremendous amount of credit for finding a way to win. They were clearly the best team in the country and deserved to win the game. It means so much because we talk about the depth of the Big Sky and the difficulty of trying to manage this schedule through everything from travel to different weather conditions and those types of things. But you need to win that national championship so that it actually, solidifies your spot at the top. So I'm sure Montana State at this point is tired of hearing about the national championship last year, and they're ready to go this year. And that's what this weekend is all about, is celebrating the past a little bit, but looking forward to another year. And hopefully we can keep that trophy out west, maybe have 2 teams in Nashville. So we'll see what happens.
Tom, from more of a business standpoint, the Big Sky is in the midst of creating a new strategic plan for this upcoming year. What are some of the focal points of that plan?
I think what's going to be interesting is we did a 5-year strategic plan. Now we're starting to plan out a new one. Times have changed. You think about 5 years ago, there was no house settlement, so there wasn't revenue sharing. There wasn't NIL, and so our schools have different priorities, different focuses, and we have to recognize that changes us as a conference. And so it'll be really interesting to see as we lean into this and talk about with our administrators and our presidents and people across the country about what do we want to look like 5 years from now. When you think about that, that's 2031. What does the conference need to do to keep ourselves at the top of FCS, keep ourselves focused on student athletes still and their success, but also recognize that we're sharing revenue in a way we've never done before. So it's an unsettled world in college athletic, choppy waters. I like our stability that we talked about, but I also know that we have to change with the times, and we're going to look different 5 years from now than we do today.
to start the show, Tom, we kind of went through what this weekend held as far as events, and where you look at student athletes, the officials, but one of the fun things going on was the return of Big Sky U. I believe first time since 2023 that assistant coaches were kind of in this developmental program, right? These are guys that these schools have circled as potential future head coaches. Thomas Ford Jr. at Idaho is a man who did that, and now here he is leading the Vandals. Speak to just having that back and just the crop of coaches that were here in Spokane to be a part of that system.
It was great to spend time with those 13 young men that are developing in their careers and aspiring to be head coaches. And almost to a man, they've come to me and said, Tom, this is the greatest professional development thing they've ever done. We put them through mock interviews with our athletic directors. They sat with different head coaches, asked questions, and learned from them. We put them on the spot, make sure that they, if they're going to be prepared to lead a program someday, here's the things and skills they need to do. And so it was just a lot of fun to get to know them. I look forward to seeing them as I'm around the conference this year. But it was so great to have it back, and I hope we can continue to do that. It's truly one of the special things we do that I don't think happens around the country. So I'm hopeful we can continue it.
Tom, as we get closer, we're going to be playing Big Sky football, conference games, week 0. When you think about the start of the season that is looming, what excites you the most of this new era of Big Sky football?
I love the fact that we're playing 9 conference games. I love the fact that we, for 3 years we need to start the conference play in week 1, and then we can get back to more of a normal cadence. I love the fact that from talking to our officials, talking to our coaches, and talking to the student athletes, there's no easing into the year with a non-conference game. I mean, if you want to be a playoff team, you need to start 1-0 in the league. And that happens the very first weekend. So how exciting is that? That's very different. It only happens, there's a few teams around the conferences around the country who might dabble in a game here or there just for TV purposes. This is what's worked best for us, and it'll be really interesting to see. So what I'm excited to see this year is how will our teams respond to that week 1? And then we have very meaningful non-conference games that we need our teams to win from a strength of schedule standpoint and to make sure that we're at the top of the country. And then let's see how the conference plays out. I expect us to have 4 or 5 teams in the playoffs at the end of the year. And so let's have at it. Enough talk here in Spokane, and I look forward to some games in a few weeks.
Well, Tom, we always appreciate opening the show with you and giving us a little overview of the state of the Big Sky Conference. We will let you go make your rounds, and after this, we'll be joined by head coach of the national champion Bobcats, Brent Vigen.
We now return to the 2026 Big Sky Football Kickoff Show from Scripps Sports.
Well, back in January down in Nashville, they partied like it was 1984 as the Montana State Bobcats were crowned the FCS National Champions, bringing the national championship back to the Big Sky Conference for the first time since 2010. So, of course, why not kick off the show with the reigning defending national champions and, of course, head coach Brent Vigen of Montana State. So, Coach, first of all, congratulations. I know you guys are probably getting tired of talking about last year a little bit. Looking forward to this upcoming year, but just kind of one final question for you. Just what's it like coming into this kicking off the season, knowing you guys have the target on your back for what you guys accomplished last year?
Well, we've had a run of success, and I think we've gotten everybody's best shot over the years, and this is maybe going to be amplified this year. Great for us to represent the Big Sky and bring that first title home in a long time for the conference. Looking forward to the opportunity to defend it, and certainly well aware that everybody's going to be gunning for us.
Coach, last year the theme of the program was change, was only returning 10 starters. A lot more familiar faces in the locker room entering 2026. How does that impact your coaching approach?
Well, you got to lean into that experience for sure. I think a lot of our guys, have been there, have gone through a lot of things, but we got plenty of new guys that are going to have to play roles too. And you lean on those guys to express how it's gone over the last couple of years, the good, the bad, and I think we got a great group of leaders. We got a lot of hungry young players to make their mark, and I like the blend of young and old we have on this team.
Kind of to that vein, Coach, obviously you guys have played in the national championship game in 3 of the last 5 seasons, so it's kind of carrying over, right? Like new faces, old faces, doesn't seem to matter. How have you guys been able to implement that to where it led into last year winning that title?
Well, I think each year's a new year. I think our guys understand that. Win or lose that game, it's a reset as soon as we get back to school. And in this past year, that was That was really 8 days later. And I think this team, from the beginning, recognized that our motivation has to be different. We're not motivated by failing in that game. We're motivated by the success we had, but understanding that it's all the steps that got us there. It's not just getting there. It is January and February and reset and getting going and working hard. It's spring ball and finding out who we are and who individuals are, and it's the hard work in the summer that leads us to this point. Everybody's 0-0 right now, and I think our guys understand that. They look forward to competing and just don't assume anything, and we've had to work hard on just continuing to be humble and hungry, and I think this team has believed that along the way.
Coach, you start your season week 0, August 29th at Utah Tech, one of our new members. Starting the season, A, a week early, B, against a conference opponent. What kind of barometer can that set for your program?
Well, you get tested immediately. I do think, fortunate for us, we were down there just a couple years ago early, so understand it's going to be really hot. And playing Utah Tech a couple times back-to-back, I think we could tell that that's an emerging program. And I know that for some teams, playing Utah Tech and Southern Utah will be a new thing, but for us, we're fortunate we have played them. There's some familiarity, and there's certainly familiarity with playing down in St. George at the beginning of the season.
Coach, one of the themes of the league as a whole this year is just how many quarterbacks are back. When you look at the teams, and especially the top-level teams, whether it be playoffs or the teams that just missed out, bringing these guys back for you, obviously, that's Justin Lamson. What he did for you guys last year was special. How big is that, just kind of carrying over and having that offensive leader and probably locker room leader leading you guys heading into the season?
Yeah, to play at a high level, you got to play well at quarterback. And for us, bringing Justin in, that was why we did it. And he followed through and then some. I think as far as what our expectations were, Justin was a guy last year that at this point hadn't done anything with us. His first experience was fall camp, and then he just continued to get better and better. And he's been able to take on, I think, a much greater leadership role this year. Just being in the program, I think he's definitely proven himself to our guys. And we're looking forward for a bigger season for him. I think he's got this area to improve as well.
When you look at your team, too, kind of one final question for you. 14 guys on the all-conference, preseason all-conference team leading the way. Just how special is that to see the guys kind of honored as they get ready for the season?
Yeah, those preseason honors are a reflection of last year, and I think it speaks to what we did last year. And I think our guys at the same time deserve that recognition, but now it's time to live up to that, whether that's as a team or individuals. And I think our guys understand that. And are ready to live up to it week after week.
No doubt about it. Well, they've done it. They've proved it time and time again. Coach, congratulations on what you achieved last year. Can't wait to see how this upcoming season goes for you.
Appreciate it.
You bet. We're going to send it over to Scott Breen right now, who joins us here at the Big Sky Kickoff with some special guests. Scott?
Yeah, thanks, gang. Standing here with a couple of our Scripps Sports broadcast play-by-play and color analysts, Jordan Tripp and Trey Bender. And fellas, let's get this thing rolling. Early impressions, Trey Bender, on the Big Sky Conference this season.
Look, the commissioner said it best. This is the best conference in America, with North Dakota State especially leaving the Missouri Valley. Look out, top to bottom, there are no gimmies this year in the Big Sky.
Jordan, you played in this league. Your impressions right now?
I think this conference has just become more competitive year to year. It hasn't come out yet, but we're probably going to see 3 schools in the top 5 between the Montana schools and UC Davis. That's happened more and more recently in the sleeper Idaho State. Everybody's kind of wondering with Coach Hawkins, what are they going to bring to the table? They had a kind of a breakout season last year. Are they going to continue to build off that?
We get right after it in week 0 with conference play. Impressions? That was not the case when you suited up, right?
Yeah, I think between Davis and the Montana schools, Idaho State, and then you got both Utah schools, one former foe, Southern Utah in the conference now, back in the Big Sky.
The new additions, Southern Utah, remember, they won 7 games last year. They beat Idaho State. Coach Fitzgerald and company could be an interesting team, and that's a built-in rivalry, I think, with those 2 schools there in Southern Utah. Should be interesting down the line.
Yeah, and again, that's a week 0 matchup, so 6 teams will instantly be 1-0 in conference, and 6 will be 0-1, and then they'll all have to wait a month before they get back into conference play. So very interesting there. We've got some doubleheader action coming up as well. We'll televise games every single week on Scripps Sports throughout the season. Trey, talk about the doubleheader action a little bit.
How about Idaho and this Montana Grizzlies program and Montana State Eastern Washington? That's a great, if you want Big Sky all day long, just get up early, get your coffee, and just tune in. That's about as good as a twin bill as I think you can hope for in conference play. What do you think? I mean,
no doubt about it. And can Idaho get back to that level of dominance that they had been at for so long? Sure. And Eastern Washington, they've been there. I mean, they were a national contender, 2010 national champion. Are they going to get back to that level of dominance? I mean, I think it's very possible, but Big Sky football all day. Tune in, maybe.
All right, we've got 15 seconds left. Fellas, give me your dark horse in the league this season.
I got to go Idaho State. I think that Coach Hawkins has those boys rolling. Pass happy. Cook's got a cannon. I don't know. What do you think, Trey?
Well, I like the pick. Idaho might be a bit of a sleeper as well. Let's not rule out the Vandals. I mean, they made some noise last year. They take that next step. They're a team to keep an eye on as well.
All right, Trey Bender, Jordan Tripp, pair of our play-by-play and color analysts throughout this season, returning from last year. Good to have you guys back on board. Let's send it back to the desk.
All right, thanks so much, Scott. We're going to take a quick break here from Spokane, but coming up, we're seeing double here at the Big Sky Conference Kickoff as twin brothers Taco and Caden Dowler of Montana State join the show. We'll be right back.
Live coverage from Spokane continues on the Big Sky Football Kickoff Show.
Welcome back to the 2026 Big Sky Football Kickoff Show. I'm Megan Robinson, joined now by Bozeman's favorite All-American twins, Taco Dowler, and preseason defensive MVP, Caden Dowler. Guys, so excited to be joined by a couple of national champs, but this is not your first trip to Spokane this summer. You came here earlier this summer for a bigger reason, Taco. What brought you here?
I got married in Spokane, yeah. It was awesome. Greatest woman ever, and it was a great day. So spent it with all my favorite people and my family, so it was awesome.
Now, Caden, he did marry a Grizzly. Yep. So how have you handled that he's married to the enemy?
Well, I mean, they dated before that, so I had some time to prepare for that. And it helps a little bit that Montana State doesn't have a soccer team, so that's kind of their excuse. If Montana State were to have a soccer team, then she'd be in Bozeman, I think. So that at least helps a little bit.
One of my burning questions that I did have the answer to was Moni Moni allowed to be played?
At the wedding?
At the wedding, yes.
I don't think it was played at the wedding. We didn't want to make it too sports oriented. We just wanted to make it about love. So, no money.
An inside someone who was there said that it was played.
Oh, was it really?
Do you know, Caden?
I don't remember. I could definitely see someone going up to the DJ and mentioning it, though, especially later in the night, for sure.
Yeah, maybe.
A trusted guest.
Or if someone had amped me, maybe. I don't know.
Some inside job was done.
I'll reveal my source after we're off the air. I don't want to blow up their spot. But back to football, you guys, national champs. How has life changed for you in Bozeman after bringing that title home after 41 years?
Yeah, I think the importance of winning last year was awesome. I think that it meant so much to the community, and that's so evident when you go back and you leave and you go back to the airport and the community shows up at the airport cheering you on, bringing you down the escalator. You get a parade. It's super awesome, and that's what it means so much for is the community. That's what's changed more so than anything. Like, my life hasn't changed too much. It's just support from the community. I'm able to have a bigger platform now to do more good. We go out sometimes and people will buy us a dinner or something like that, and that's super appreciative. But you really see it in the community, and the community is awesome, and it's changed a lot.
Yeah, I wouldn't say too much has changed with our lives, other than I had to work 6 of Taco's football camps this summer instead of just 2 last year.
You didn't have to work. You got.
I got to work. I did.
You
I
had
did.
the privilege
of
working.
I got to work. No, they were fun, but not a whole lot's changed due to it, other than kind of what Taco said, the community and how important it really is to the Bozeman community, and that's really the cool part.
Gentlemen, I've had everybody write questions to each other, so I'll have you each pick a question out. Oh, that was so nice of you. While you're reading them, I also just have to say Taco had a busy summer, got married, and created a taco seasoning.
Yeah,
so
I
I'm
did.
so excited
Yeah,
to try this. Caden, your honest review of this really quickly.
I add it to everything, actually. Honest to God.
That's good.
All right. Taco, go ahead.
It's fight 100 ducks. Fight 100 duck-sized horses or one horse-sized duck. A one horse-sized duck, I think. I think.
Imagine what that thing would look like.
I don't know. It'd be creepy. Like, imagine like a cow-sized beetle. That'd be scary. I don't know. I'd probably go with the horse-sized duck.
Interesting.
Mine is, if you could join any other team at your school, which team would it be? Oh, boy. Probably the track team.
You could throw discus.
I could be a decathlete maybe, a decent decathlete or heptathlete, whatever.
Do you think you could hurdle?
Yeah.
Our great uncle held the 100-yard high hurdle record for the NCAA, actually.
Yeah.
So he went, Boyd Dowler. So I think we could hurdle.
He was also 6'5", not 6 foot and 5'9". So.
Well, if football doesn't work out, maybe pursue that decathlete option. Gentlemen, thank you so much for being here. Really appreciate it. Good luck this season. Excited to watch you guys attempt to defend that title. After this, we'll be joined by Idaho State head coach Cody Hawkins.
Now back to the 2026 Big Sky Football Kickoff Show.
All right. Welcome back into the Northern Quest Resort and Casino here in Spokane, and we move on to our second school of the day, and that is the Idaho State Bengals, and we are excited to be joined by fourth-year head coach Cody Hawkins right now. And, Coach, a lot of excitement around the Bengals coming into this season for what you guys did a year ago. A lot of people see you as a potential playoff team here in the Big Sky Conference, and, for good reason. It's been a steady improvement the last several years. So as you enter year 4 and get ready to get the season going, how's the vibes and the feeling around the team right now?
The vibes are really good. I think guys are excited about the opportunity ahead of us, but it's not because of the expectations. It's just because guys have belief in the process that we've put in place. They've seen the steady improvement, and that's really what it's all about. We understand that this is the best league in America, and it's really hard to get to the top. But if we can just focus on ourselves and look in the mirror and get a little bit better every day, we'll be happy where we are at the end of the season. And that's what's been so awesome about having 2 seniors here who've been a part of that steady improvement. And they're great representatives of our program and hopefully representative of what we can do this year.
Coach, you've had to do some serious recruiting this offseason to replace a lot of the players you lost from your wide receiver group specifically. And I've read that your approach to recruiting is to recruit negatively. Why is that the approach?
Well, I want everybody to have a great experience at Idaho State, whether they're playing 100 snaps a game or playing 1. So I try to get all the negatives out of the way right away. I want there to be 0 surprises, whether it's the weather or the proximity from metropolitan areas. So when they get there, they understand that they're coming for substance, and what we tell them is the truth, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And when you get guys that understand you're going to have that type of relationship with them, they're going to coach them and mentor them and tell them the truth, you have an opportunity to have a positive foundation for really good things.
Cody, one of the reasons folks are excited about this team and the league as a whole is just the number of quarterbacks that are back from last year, and the league is just kind of stacked with quarterbacks, especially on that top half. When you look at Jordan Cook and what he's done for your program the last several years, just what stands out about him as he gets ready for another big year with the Bengals?
Yeah, first off, there are a lot of incredible quarterbacks throughout the conference. It's hard to play good football without good quarterbacks, and everything in our program starts with him. I'm so proud of him as a person and the type of growth that he has seen himself go through over the last couple years. When he redshirted in 24, not a lot of guys would have stayed through that. But I am so thankful for the relationship that he has with us and the trust that he put in us. And the type of man that he's become is incredible. He can throw it and he can run, and he's really, really smart and doesn't get enough credit for his intangible abilities because his arm talent is so incredible. But he's the best of the bunch. Nobody's thrown for more yards than him. Nobody started more games than him. He's incredible. We're lucky to have him.
I'm sure part of the group that attributes to his success is, of course, your offensive line. They had allowed 3 sacks last season, the fewest in the FCS, anchored by all-conference lineman striker Rashid. What's the secret to that unit's success?
I tell everyone, protecting the quarterback's a program decision, and everything in our offensive line room starts with protecting the quarterback. You won't play at running back if you can't protect the quarterback. Our quarterback's got to play on time. Our receivers have to understand their blitz breaks, and I got to call plays that aren't going to get that guy blown up. If we can't protect him, I shouldn't be calling a bunch of long, extended drop-back plays. So it's a program decision. Our O-line understands that, but they take a lot of pride in that. Coach John Hughes does a great job teaching it. Jeff Pittman does a great job developing that offensive line. we understand that standard is really high. Because of that process, we're going to stick to it, continue to develop it, and see where we can take it.
In that same vein, Coach, we're going to go ahead and take a look at your schedule here real quick on the big board. And, as we mentioned, the Bengals each year under you have records improved, right? Things have gotten better and better and better, culminating 6-6 last year, just missing out on the playoffs. As you look at this schedule and you look at what's in front of you guys this year, what's it going to take for Idaho State to take that next step and find themselves playing in the playoffs?
It's going to take not just staring at the schedule and trying to figure out what are wins and losses. It's not about what you put up on the board. It's about what we can put on tape for ourselves. And the most important thing for us is getting ready to play VMI. Haven't started at home in a long, long time. We haven't had 7 home games in almost 30 years at Idaho State, so that's a great opportunity. I appreciate our administration putting us in a position to do that. But we just got to get better every single week. We got to figure out who's going to get hurt, who's going to stay healthy, what problems and challenges are going to present themselves, and attack them accordingly.
It's a good-looking schedule, a lot of excitement around your program this year. We can't wait to see how things are going to go. Cody, thanks for your time and good luck this upcoming season.
Yeah, we're excited. Thanks for having me.
Yes, you bet. We're going to go ahead and join Scott Breen once again, who's got a special guest. Scott?
Yes, joined by, a legend, a sports information director legend, Mike Lund. After 37 years with the school, you're wrapping it up on Thursday. Thoughts as your mind kind of wraps around that?
I keep thinking about what am I going to do next week, and I have a few things lined up. I'm looking forward to retirement from Portland State. It's been a tremendous run with all the people I've experienced. I've just come in contact with many wonderful people here at the Big Sky Conference. Getting a chance to see them one last time this weekend is excellent and a little emotional. I'm not too sentimental of a guy, but it's a little emotional to see all these people one more time.
Some people at home may not realize it, but I consider sports information director maybe one of the most thankless jobs out there. You enjoy it, you love it because you're doing sports, but you rarely have an hour off for like 37 years. I mean, explain to people what you do. What does an SID do? And I'm going to give you 20 seconds to get through it.
You can't do it in 20 seconds. What don't we do? Obviously, we work with the media. We promote our teams, all the things that we do with players and coaches and everything, and we try to get the word out on our programs. We try to help the broadcasters who are on the air, and now everything is on the air these days, every game. We try to provide them with all the information and help them do their job better. I mean, those are the basics. We do a lot of writing, a lot of work behind the scenes, like you said, and I always tell people, when the game ends and people are celebrating, honestly, that's when our work begins.
That's when you go to work. Very quick question. First order of business on Friday, the day after you retire.
I'm going to take a nap. I got a trip to Las Vegas with the family for a couple days, but there's going to be a lot of rest involved.
Well earned, well deserved. Mike Lund, Portland State SID, retiring after 37 years. Thursday's his last day. Back to you on the set.
All right, Scott, Mike, thank you both so much. We're going to go ahead and take a quick break here from Spokane, but coming up on the other side, we stick with Idaho State as Jordan Cook and Nathan Reynolds join us here. We'll be right back.
The 2026 Big Sky Football Kickoff Show from Scripps Sports.
Back inside the Northern Quest Resort and Casino, this is the 2026 Big Sky Football Kickoff Show. I'm Megan Robinson, joined by last year's leading passer in the Big Sky, Jordan Cook, and his teammate, one of the leading tacklers, Nate Reynolds. Jordan, you were told that you were coming to Media Day, and you got to pick a teammate to come with you. Why'd you choose Nate?
Yeah, Nate's one of my best friends, and we golf together every day, and we've grown a tight relationship over these past couple of years, and just wanted to be here with my guy.
You're a quarterback. You're a linebacker. You're getting after him or trying to get after him. How does a friendship like this form, Nate?
I mean, I think we just have a lot of the same views for the team, and then we also talk a lot of crap to each other during practice. And during practice, we might want to kill each other, but, in the locker room, we're homies and want to hang out and golf.
Yeah, I've heard that you guys golf 4 to 5 times a week. Who is the better golfer? Jordan, I'll go to you first.
I think we're pretty much the exact same. His personal best is better than mine, but every time we go, it's like we both win by one or two.
Nate, what skills from golf translate to football?
Yeah, I think it's just kind of like if you shank a shot, you got to be able to hit the ball the next time you go up to it. And obviously, if I miss a tackle, it's going to be hard mentally and be like, dang, I missed the tackle, but you just got to get up, wipe it off, and go to the next play.
You guys have golf, become good friends. You're also both married. I feel like your teammates at Unk status.
Yeah.
How did your teammates, how did they reacted when they find out that you two are married? Not to each other, not married to each other. You're married. How's that? How do your younger players react?
Yeah, we definitely get called Unk a lot. I mean, I'm only 22 years old, but I guess I'm Unk. But I mean, I think it's good for our younger teammates to see. But yeah, they definitely joke about it with us.
Yeah, I think, I'm 21 and all these 18-year-olds are calling me Unk and stuff, but I think it is good for them to see just like, my wife's helped mature me and become a better man, so.
How do you balance football with being a husband?
Yeah, I think it's a little different for me just because my wife plays soccer, so we both have very busy schedules, and especially during the fall, she's gone for 5 days at a time, so it's definitely hard, but I mean, I think it's good that we're both playing sports to make it a little easier.
Yeah, my wife works and she gets off at 6, so I kind of try to get all my football stuff done, and then that way we can have the evening to hang out and together and go on dates and stuff.
Well, Nate, you're familiar with the fishbowl. You did this last year. I'll have you each pick a question.
That's lengthy.
And you can read the question. Jordan, I'll have you go first.
Would you rather always be sticky or always be itchy? Oh, that's tough. I think I'll go with itchy. I don't know.
I think I'd be sticky.
Really?
Yeah.
I just hate like the stick, but
Itchy's weird, bro. I don't know why you picked that.
I hate
Nate
being,
gets
like,
it. Nate gets
on
it.
your hands and stuff. Like you can't.
Would you rather just itch yourself all day?
Yeah.
All right, Nathan, what's your question?
Who is cooler, Taco or Caden? I think I just have to go with Taco because I've never heard of someone being named Taco. So, and they're cool guys. They're funny. I like them.
You're lucky they're gone because I would totally tell them that you said that Taco's cooler if they were coming up here next. So, guys, Coach Hawkins has talked about his recruiting methods and that he likes to recruit negatively to make sure you know what you're getting into when you come to Pocatello. What can you say about the culture he's built there?
Yeah, I think it's awesome, and it just goes to show, just based off how much we've grown since we've been here. I mean, keep growing in wins. We keep getting elite players to come in, and our coaching staff is elite, and I think it's just awesome. I love being a part of Coach Hawkins' team.
Yeah, I agree. I think Coach Hawk does a great job of getting great guys to come to Idaho State, and even better, he gets great guys to stay. Like, I mean, Jordan, he could have gone anywhere he wanted, and he chose to stay. And I think that goes out to Coach Hawk on how good of a person he is and how good of a coach he is.
Well, guys, we're excited to see you out there week 0. Best of luck this season. High expectations for the Bengals. Can't wait to see you both perform. And after this, we introduce you to the newest coach of Weber State, Eric Kerr.
Live coverage from Spokane continues on the Big Sky Football Kickoff Show.
All right, next up here at the Big Sky Kickoff, we're excited to welcome our first-year head coach here to the show alongside Megan and myself. We're joined by Weber State head coach Eric Kerr, the new leader of the Wildcats football program. So, Eric, first of all, congratulations on the new job. Welcome to the Big Sky Conference, and just kind of your thoughts on what the last several months have been like since you've taken over this role and obviously jumped up to the college ranks as well.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, it's been just starting with the jump, just kind of been a goal that I wanted. And just had to be the right timing for it to do it, and it's been great already. Just being able to kind of focus in on football, and you always kind of did that anyway, being a teacher and a coach. And I miss the teaching side for sure. But just being able to coach football and lock in on that part, and then grow, professionally and being challenged a little bit different has been an awesome opportunity for me. And then just joining a great conference like the Big Sky, and obviously Montana State winning a national championship from this conference, and what this conference has been in the FCS has been a great opportunity to be a part of that too. Has been exciting.
Coach, you're obviously new to Weber State, along with 75 new players to that program
Yeah.
in your locker room. How have you used that "I'm new here too" mentality to help build cohesion among everybody?
Yeah, a lot of it's just trying to be with those guys through everything that they do, like being really involved in the strength and conditioning stuff with them, to try to familiarize ourselves with them and with each other, and build a lot of things from that. I think you can build a lot of leadership, a lot of continuity and unity, and just toughness together through strength and conditioning part, because we are all so new. Like, we had a ton of roster turnover. We don't have one senior offensive lineman and a couple other position groups that are in that same boat. So trying to establish a culture where we know, we can lean on each other and trust each other, but also hold each other accountable, I think has been a big piece for us.
Coach, you mentioned, too, you've had your eye on college coaching a little bit, right? But obviously very decorated pedigree coaching high school football. A lot of guys to go on and play in the NFL and high-level college football. I believe a lot of players on Weber State have played for you at the high school level as well. There's a couple of them. And so just when you look at your coaching philosophy and what's kind of led you to success the last several years, how would you describe that as you get ready to take over this college job?
No, I love that question. I think a lot of it is, this is going to sound a little weird, but I think you have to love up your players a ton, and some of that is enabling you to coach them tough too, and hold them accountable for areas where, because we all have that a little bit. It's always good to have people, when we drop below what our standard is or what we should be doing, to have somebody that loves you enough, to cares you enough about you to keep you to that standard. And there's two sides of that too. There's a lot of positivity in connecting to them outside of football that I think enables you to do that, and lets them coach you hard at times and build a close relationship with them, that you can do that. I think that's really the key to coaching, and something I've always tried to do prior to coming to Weber State.
Coach, we're going to pull up your schedule here. You start your head coaching career at the college level Friday night, August 28th at Northern Colorado, under the lights, of course. Friday night lights, or high school football.
Yeah, back to the day. It's
How
nice.
serendipitous is it that you get to open your college coaching career on a Friday night?
I love it. It was interesting when Coach Lamb had talked about maybe moving that they were getting lights. I was like, hey, that's normal for me. I'm ready. Let's do it. So it was cool. I'm excited about it too.
Some of the guys you get to coach here, Eric, is obviously both of your sons, Noah and Tate, and then your nephew, Landon. You know, just speak to that, just getting a chance to work with them here and obviously start taking off with the Wildcats.
Yeah, that part's been really fun. I didn't think I would ever coach my two sons again. I coached them through high school, and they had great high school careers with us. And sometimes, I wondered, because I push pretty hard, and then also being a dad that, kind of has a different standard for those guys. How well that would be received on their end. But, Tate transferred down from Utah State when I found out, so I think I wasn't, so bad that he didn't want to come back down. But and then Landon's kind of new to it. Landon's a freak athlete. He played a lot of basketball in Texas at Jordan High School down there. Really, really good athlete that's kind of new to football, but I think he's got a great upside in the future, and excited for what he can bring.
Big body, young player, and like you said, freak athlete, no doubt about it. Well, Coach, welcome again to the Big Sky. Congratulations on the job, and thanks for joining us here on the show.
Appreciate that. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, you bet. We're going to go ahead and send it back over to Scott Breen, who joins us with Tony Wetmore.
That's right. Welcome to the newest member of our Scripps Sports broadcast team. And Tony, thoughts as you're getting ready to dive into the football season that bust out camp this week?
Yeah, super excited. As you said, camp this week. Football is in the air. I love the sport, so it's very exciting for me to be a part of this, and especially in such a competitive conference.
You bet. And you've been on board for a few months now, so you really got your first taste of it during basketball season, the Big Sky Conference. How much fun was that, or how nerve-wracking was it, or a little of both?
Yeah, a little bit of everything, all the feels. I had never sideline reported before that first game that I did against Weber State, so it was a little bit nerve-wracking and getting ready, but I really feel like being live is even better for me with the adrenaline rush, and people ask me how I do it. I say, I don't even know. I just start talking, and then it's over, and then the hit's done. So I'm super excited to bring that into football as well, and a little bit more excitement this time around versus nerves.
No question about it, because people at home don't know, but 2 minutes seems like 2 seconds when you're all said and done with this. You also happen to walk into the conference in a year where there's a national champion for the first time in several years, Montana State, and you've had some time to spend with the Bobcats. Impressions there?
Yeah, the Bozeman community has really rallied around the Cats during this time, but coach and players have all said this is a new season. It may be a similar roster, similar coaching staff, but it is a new team, and they're trying to do the same thing that the last team did again, but again, competitive conference, so we'll see what this year brings, and again, a lot of excitement in Bozeman.
Well, we're glad to have you on board. Again, Tony Wetmore, the newest member of our Scripps Sports broadcast team. Look for her on the sidelines throughout this season. Kyle, Meg, back to you two on set.
Thanks again, Scott and Tony. Welcome to our team here at Scripps Sports. We're going to go ahead and take a quick break here from Spokane, but coming up, we stick with Weber State as Devin Brown and Travion Tribble join the show.
Live coverage from Spokane continues on the Big Sky Football Kickoff Show.
Welcome back to the 2026 Big Sky Football Kickoff Show. Joined now by some Weber State Wildcats. Veteran to the team, Travion Tribble, and first-year player in Ogden, Devin Brown. But you have played for Coach Eric Kerr before. Your relationship goes way back. Before we get to that, Travion, happy belated birthday.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
We talked a little bit yesterday about it. What did you end up doing to celebrate?
Honestly, I just was hanging around Dev in the room, honestly. Yeah, we went gambling. I went to go watch, so I had a good time doing that.
Were you successful at the gambling?
Up and down. I'm pretty even, so
hey,
overall good time.
Not too bad. Now, you transferred in this season from Cal. You have a relationship with Coach Kerr.
Yeah.
How enticing was it to play for him once you saw he was going to be a college coach?
You know, honestly, it was kind of a joke I made to him at first. I was like, hey, you're going to need a new quarterback in your new school. And jokingly, we just kind of talked about it. But, once I really was in the portal and I was kind of weighing my options of what I wanted to do next, going into my 5th year, did I want to go to a bigger school again? Or, what did I really want to do? Did I want to go coach or actually play? And once I kind of took my visit, it kind of really felt like home again. I mean, I couldn't say no to Coach Kerr after being with him for so long. And, it really just felt like home. I couldn't deny him.
And Travion, this is your 5th year in Ogden with the Weber State program. First year under Coach Kerr. How has he transformed this program?
He's transformed it in the best way, honestly. Like I've told many people, he reminds me of when Coach Jay Hill was here and the program was really running. I just like the energy and the accountability that he brings to the team. And I feel like we're going to be able to take that a long way this year.
When a program gets a new head coach, you see a lot of players enter the portal. Why did you choose to stay?
I chose to stay because Weber, when I committed to Weber, they believed in me and I believe in the program. So I think loyalty is really big to me, and just being here and being able to build and leave something behind is something important to me.
Now, you passed up big NIL offers to come to Weber State because you said, I want to have fun playing football again. What does fun look like on the gridiron?
I mean, first of all, playing ball again, right? The biggest thing is obviously it's a different level coming from the Big Ten and then the ACC, but there's still really good football out here. So getting the chance to actually play was the goal that I wanted to have. Coming out of high school, that's the goal as a young kid, is to go play college football. So having the ability to be able to go do that was the biggest thing. But being with somebody that I already have a great relationship, being around people that I've already had relationships with in high school as well. There's like 15 of us that played at Corner Canyon, and I think like 8 of them that I played with. So it really felt like home again. I'm closer to family. Just everything about it was something that I knew this is where I really wanted to be.
Now I have to ask you, Devin, I don't think I've ever seen a quarterback at any level wear number 33. You knew this was coming.
Yeah.
Why 33?
So the first quarterback in the Hall of Fame, Slinging Sammy Baugh, wore 33. And when I was young, my dad kind of put 33 on me just because, to wear 33, and I never really thought anything of it because I wasn't a quarterback at first. And then when I was moved into quarterback position, I kept the number, and he told me about the story, and I thought it was pretty awesome, and I just continued to live on that kind of legacy.
I love it. It's certainly memorable. Well, yesterday, you guys wrote questions, put them in the fishbowl.
Uh-oh.
I'll have you each pick one, please. And then,
Lucky Minnie.
Devin, I will go to you first.
Mine says, what is your hidden talent? I answered that earlier. I don't know if it's a talent, but I've been learning to fly airplanes. I haven't been able to finish that, but it was like right before COVID. So my dad's had his license for 17, 18 years now, has a plane, and so we'll fly all the time, going to, our cabin or to, like California, go over to San Diego, some quick flights, and he'll fly up to Utah to come see me. So he wanted me to learn, and in case something happens, or I could fly the plane with him. And so I started working on that. Actually, I started with my cousin. We started doing the training at the same time, and he's actually got a job now with the big airline, and he's a full-time pilot. But I wasn't good enough to keep going. I shouldn't say good enough. I started doing it all, and I just didn't love it. It kind of made me a little nervous. It's definitely more nerve-wracking than being back in the pocket for sure. But it was a cool experience, and I wish I finished it, but just football gets too busy.
And Travion.
My question is, who would win, 100 men or one silverback gorilla? And I've seen this question before, and it just reminds me of Donkey Kong, so I'm going to go with the gorilla.
Smart man.
Yeah,
Smart man.
Gorilla.
Well, gentlemen, excited to see you both out there. Friday Night Lights, week 0. Can't wait to watch you get after it. We'll be more with the Big Sky Kickoff after this.
We now return to the 2026 Big Sky Football Kickoff Show from Scripps Sports.
All right, welcome back to Spokane, Washington. We're going to shake it up a little bit here because one of the fun things about the Big Sky Kickoff weekend this year is for the first time since 2023, Big Sky U is back. It's a fun developmental program for up-and-coming assistant coaches in this league who are circled as potential future head coaches down the line. So we're excited to be joined by Mark Anderson from Eastern Washington and Jody Owens from Montana State, a couple of guys who were a part of the program amongst all the coaches. So guys, just kind of between the two of you, what was it like getting in these clinics, getting in these classes, working with, and kind of being circled as guys that, could be potential future head coaches? Jody, we'll start with you.
Yeah, I would say it's action-packed. So everybody did a good job of just giving us things to do, from the mock interviews to meeting with ADs, presidents of universities. So it was definitely worth our time.
Yeah, incredible experience. I think, when you're fortunate enough to be a part of the best conference in the FCS, from the top down, the commissioner to the presidents and the ADs and the head coaches, as well as the other assistant coaches, it was a phenomenal experience to learn from and a great weekend.
Thomas Ford Jr., the head coach at Idaho, I know spoke to you guys as well. He did this program a couple of years ago, and now look where he is leading the Vandals. It's interesting kind of learning the process of what it was because, like you mentioned, mock interviews, you're meeting with presidents, the administrative side, all these different things. Just when you think of like overwhelming and what head coaches might deal with, you guys probably see it with your colleagues, but what was it like kind of being thrown in that fire and seeing just, kind of how you have to drink out of a fire hose a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the biggest things that stood out to me is the fact that as a head coach, it's not about X's and O's. It's more about the planning, the administrative things, fundraising. So it definitely shed light on, what you're getting yourself into, being the figurehead of a program and everything that it takes, not X's and O's included.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, didn't get asked a scheme question for the first time in a long time. But to see the peek behind the curtain and, hey, this is really what it's all about and what presidents are looking for and athletic directors are looking for and what, our head coaches go through was a really, really cool experience.
When you guys think of your coaching careers, and obviously being a head coach is kind of the pinnacle, right? You think of trying to get to that position to lead a program, lead young men. For both of you, just speak to that goal and just your careers so far, but how you're trying to achieve goals and obviously kind of continue to work up in this coaching world.
Yeah, so I know I've had a lot of awesome mentors, and so I'm grateful for that. But for me, it's about player development, trying to help my guys be the best version of themselves. And I think as a byproduct, the wins and all of that will take care of itself. But, it's important just to be with my feet is at this point, do a great job for Coach Vegan and the Bobcats and make sure that we continue to take those next steps going into this fall.
Yeah, exactly. I think continue to grow where we're at, and a phenomenal weekend and experience, but putting it behind us pretty quickly with our responsibilities to develop the players and put our teams in the best position we can going into the season. So to happening pretty quick.
No doubt about it. The season right around the corner, right? Yeah, we're going to be firing all cylinders here for football. Well, gentlemen, congratulations on getting a chance to be part of that, and good luck this upcoming season.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Megan caught up with Sam Herder and Craig Haley, and so she's going to go ahead and preview the Big Sky Conference season with them. We'll be right back after this.
The Big Sky preseason polls and all conference teams have been announced. Who better to discuss them with than Craig Haley of Stats Perform and the Analyst. Craig, always great chatting with you. No surprise, defending national champs Montana State at the top of both those polls. What were your initial thoughts, though, on the overall preseason rankings in the Big Sky?
Meg, I think it's such a deep league. Obviously, the Bobcats should be favored going in, coming off the national title, and been to the championship game 3 of the last 5 seasons, and all these players returning. So I just think that was a slam dunk. But then you go down the list. I mean, Montana, UC Davis, 2 of the top 5 teams as well this year going into the season. And I think the depth is incredible. You know, it could be Idaho State's year finally. Northern Arizona is always right there. You know, you add 2 more teams in Southern Utah's return and Utah Tech. Eastern Washington has really come back strong in the last year. So I just think it's a very deep race. And you know, you leave out teams when you're talking, you know, in Idaho or Cal Poly on the rise. So it's crazy the depth of the league this year.
You know, you named so many teams there. Of course, Montana, UC Davis, 2, 3 respectively in both the media and the coaches poll. You did bring up the Bengals. High expectations. A lot of people feel like this might be the year they finally get back into the playoffs. NAU, of course, Southern Utah. Are they a contender? What will it take for any of these teams, not just the teams I mentioned, but other teams in the Big Sky to knock off the Bobcats from that top spot?
Any given day, you can knock off a better team. I mean, obviously, Montana State might be the best team on paper, but you go at the champion, you put them on their heels, and you know, you're in a game late, you have a chance. You've had 4 or 5 playoff teams for most of the decade, semifinalists, finalists for the last 5 years. I mean, that Montana semifinal match was epic last year. Those are the matchups you're getting, you know, in the league. And UC Davis been to 2 straight quarterfinals. So I do think, you know, especially when you're at home, you have to win those games. I think you want to avoid upsets in a league like this when it's that deep. You know, 9 games now in the league, they're tough enough. So I think you have to avoid the upsets, and we're going to see some because, you know, you go down 3, 4, 5, 6, they're all good teams.
One of those teams in the middle of the pack is new addition Southern Utah, Utah Tech, the other new addition this offseason. They were ranked 13 in both polls. What are your expectations for the Trailblazers and the Thunderbirds, their first year in the Big Sky?
Well, especially Southern Utah. I mean, they finished strong under Coach Fitzgerald. You know, 6 straight wins to end last year. They've kind of come on strong at the end of the last 2 seasons. He's done a great job rebuilding them. They do have talent back. They have some, you know, new players. That's a program that gets some transfers. Utah Tech, you know, that's a program that's building. I mean, you know, they've been dangerous at times at home, but at the same time, you know, they're still a step away. And I do think the depth of the Big Sky will be a challenge. But you know what? They can win a game or 2 for sure and upset some teams. So I do feel like, you know, their return, and you also have, you know, Weber State within the state of Utah. That creates a rivalry, and I think, you know, it's a great addition for the Big Sky.
Looking at the preseason all-conference teams, Caden Dallard, defensive MVP, Eli Gilman, offensive MVP. They're both preseason All-Americans. Eli, of course, has been one of these guys on the radar his entire career, Jerry Rice Award winner. Caden, he kind of, you know, was on the up and up late last season, had 5 straight games with an interception. Both phenomenal players. What's their ceiling this year?
Very high. I mean, we'll start with Caden. That 5-game run with interceptions, and one of them he had a pair with you know, some long returns for touchdowns. That was about as electrifying a month as a player can have. And you know, we think of offense and the stats those they put up, but what Caden did in that stretch, unbelievable. That won him, you know, the MVP award and you know, the All-American status. I mean, he gave him such a distance from everybody else with the way he played in that stretch. Just phenomenal, and his consistency when he's healthy is great. Eli, yeah, I mean, we've been talking about him so long. You know, he's going to have another huge year. Last year, 1,500 yards, and he should do that again. I think what he's really become a stronger between the tackles kind of runner. Obviously, he's lightning fast. I look back last year, and you know, I see these 100-yard games. He's always had them, and they tend to win the Grizz when he's doing that. But you look back, he did it twice against Montana State. He did it against South Dakota State. He did it against big opponents. I think that's where he lifted his game, and there's no reason that won't continue. Eli Gilman is just an all-time Grizz.
Now, Craig, 11 guys on this preseason all-conference team were also on the 2025 preseason all-conference team. 20 were on the postseason all-conference team. What does that say about the stability of the Big Sky?
Well, of course, we had the Stats Perform preseason All-America team. It kind of doubled as an all Big Sky team. I mean, you mentioned the numbers within the league. We had 24 All-Americans between our first, second, and third teams from the Big Sky. 11 on the first team. I mean, just a slam dunk how they separated themselves. Montana State had 8, a national high, not only just the league with the high of 24 All-Americans. It shows you the depth. I mean, you're talking quarterbacks and running backs and wide receivers that would be first team in most leagues. And here they are, maybe second or third team honorable mention in the Big Sky. That's how deep you go as a league. Unbelievable. And it reflected on our, Walter Payton and Buchanan watch list. I mean, 8 on the Payton list at 30 is just, off the charts.
We've mentioned Eli and Caden, of course, Taco Dowler, Rex Connors coming back this season after getting a medical waiver. Who are some of the other players in the Big Sky that might be under the radar currently, but you expect to make a name for themselves this season?
Well, I think, Cal Poly hasn't had quite, the strong records in recent years, but you look at, Mikey D'Amato and Kenny Olson at linebacker. I mean, to have 2 there, 2 back with 100 tackle seasons, that's a team that's going to be a tough out. I mean, teams are going to go there and face a defense that can really dictate games. I think those 2, coming off the year they had, will take it to another up. I'm looking at the incredible depth here on the list. James returning to Idaho State, 2023, he was just off the charts good. I think that's another weapon for Jordan Cook. I mean, obviously, he already has Dason Brooks. I just think there's so many. Jalen Jenkins came on last year at Eastern Washington with the way he intercepted the ball. He's one of the nation's elite defensive back. I could go on and on all day with players. Montana State, I think Zach Cruz, looking at him on the all Big Sky team, he sort of waited his time, and so many good players in that program. This is the year he breaks out and becomes, an elite pass rusher in the FCS.
One other name I want to throw out, Tim Plow said that he is probably one of, if not already, one of the best defensive backs in this conference. Drew Cofield.
I mean, to have such a young talent last year, I mean, there was young talent all around, especially at defensive back in the league last year. And I think, Drew is right there. I think UC Davis is really, going to have a huge year with the Connor brothers getting another year eligibility. They already had all those weapons on offense. I think UC Davis takes the next step. I think they can get to semifinal, maybe national title again. I think they're that good this year.
We know you like the Aggies. Craig, who is your prediction, your preseason prediction to win the Big Sky title this year?
I think you have to like the Bobcats. I think they're going to be favored in every game this year. That includes Nevada. No reason they can't win another FBS game like they did against New Mexico. I just think Coach Vigen has built an incredible program. They're fortunate to be able to keep him. He's that great of a coach. He's coveted everywhere. I think the Bobcats are the team to beat, and no reason they can't go undefeated, perhaps.
Craig, as always, appreciate your insight. One thing I know for sure, it's going to be a great year of Big Sky football.
I'm looking forward to it. The Big Sky could be the best conference in the FCS this year.
More from the 2026 Big Sky Football Kickoff Show right after this.
We now return to the 2026 Big Sky Football Kickoff Show from Scripps Sports.
Welcome back to the Big Sky Kickoff Show. Megan Robinson, Kyle Hansen here, leading you all day long as we get primed for the 2026 Big Sky Conference season. And joining us now is another first-year head coach, and Tim Skipper, the new head man at Cal Poly, who comes back to the Big Sky Conference after being at Sacramento State a few years ago. So, Tim, first of all, welcome back to the Big Sky. Congratulations on getting the head coaching job. Just walk us through what the last couple of months have been like since you've taken the job, and, of course, this week, and get it ready for to get the season started.
Definitely. I'm excited to be back in this conference. Very competitive. So we have the national champion in here, so that's enticing, and it's going to be very competitive, so I'm looking forward to that. But I'll tell you this, man, the last 2 years I've been an interim head coach, and to be able to start in January and build this thing up to the season has been wonderful. Work with a lot of wonderful people. Our president's awesome, our athletic director, great coaching staff, great kids, so really excited and fired up for the season.
Coach, as you said, You were an interim the last 2 seasons. This is your first official head coaching job. How does removing that interim tag change the scope of your responsibilities?
It feels good. You know, you actually have a contract now, you know, so you can, you know, people are behind you and ready to roll and things like that. So it's just been great to go through the full process. That's what I would say. You know, anytime you become an interim, it's not a good situation. So to have a situation where we're all starting from scratch and can build it up, it's been awesome.
Coach, you know, as we were kind of talking off camera, really the whole gamut of schools that you've worked at, big level, high level, big games, all these different things with your coaching experience. When you look at your coaching philosophy that you're now taking to Cal Poly, what kind of stands out the most that's led to success? What are some of the key things that you use as a coach?
Yeah, you know, our whole mantra is be on the rise. So simply stated, you know, today's better than yesterday, but tomorrow is going to be better than today. Just be the best version of yourself every single day. Get the small wins, so by the time you get to Saturday, those are the big wins. So just be your best, give your best, and we'll be all right.
Coach, Cal Poly's mantra is learn by doing, something you said you've been doing your whole career. How has that been a thread for you?
Yeah, that's learn by doing is everything. I'm one of those guys like to just get thrown out in the fire and find my way out of it. So, you know, people always say go to the deep end of the pool and leave them out there, that type of thing. That's what I want our team to do to our opponents. But that's just kind of just how you are, how it is. Being an interim head coach, I definitely was learned by doing. The thing that hit me so much is the off the field stuff, like setting the schedule and what are we going to eat today? Like that just, man, I don't think about that. You know, as a head coach, you think it's scheme and all that. Now all of a sudden it's ham or is it turkey? So just the little things like that I learned by doing has been awesome.
Tim, one of the things about Cal Poly, a little bit of a sleeping giant, you know, when there's been a lot of talent on this team and in this program in the last several years, when you look at his defense, especially when you're led by this linebacking core, and you look at Mikey D'Amato, Kenny Olson as preseason All-Big Sky picks, what stands out about this defense and how they could possibly lead this team?
Yeah, I'll say this, just day one and getting to talk to the guys and getting to know them, these guys are aggressive by nature, so we want to keep that mentality going. So to do that, you have to keep things simple and just let them run and hit. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to keep it simple, but we want to get the ball back. That's our whole emphasis. Get the ball back, and it's good to have those two guys you named, and those guys set the tone.
Coach, we're going to pull up your schedule. You, of course, kick off Friday, August 28th at home against Idaho, nationally televised on ESPN. How can that early game against a conference opponent on national TV set the tone for the season?
You know, it's really awesome in a lot of different ways. Obviously, it's the first conference game. I think a big thing is our Madden Center that's out there in that end zone is going to be awesome to turn the lights on for that and let the people see that thing. But we've been working in the dark since January, and once we get to that date, the lights come on, let's see what we're about. So that's what I'm looking forward to.
That was going to be my.
I was going to say, literally in the dark?
Sometimes, you know, we did some 6 a.m., 7 a.m. stuff, you know, but to me, it's more like there's no people really been watching us, and now the lights come on, and now
I was like, interesting
everybody's
methods,
there.
Interesting methods. I see you.
Part of the coaching philosophy. Yes, no doubt about it.
Absolutely.
Coach, I wanted to ask you about that Madden Center, right? Now that it's open and it is operational, the last several years, we've been talking about it on the show throughout the season, just how big this is going to be for Cal Poly and this football program. To speak to what it's like to have this in your arsenal right now.
Yeah, it's awesome. So when I took the job, I had the luxury of being able to have lunch with the Madden family. And they told me the only thing that Big John wanted, he wanted to have a place for the Cal Poly football team to call home, and it's just their home. And that's what's happened with this building. It's a game changer from every single aspect you could ever have. But the main thing is our players never have to leave the building. Everything is in there, from the locker room to nutrition stuff. Everything is there, so the guys are taken care of, well taken care of, and now it's time for us to back it up.
No doubt about it. Well, Coach, congratulations on getting the job once again, and good luck this upcoming season.
Thank you. Appreciate you guys.
Yeah, you bet. We're going to go ahead and take a break here, but we'll be right back with the Cal Poly players and Leif Magnuson and Mikey D'Amato. We'll be right back.
Live coverage from Spokane continues on the Big Sky Football Kickoff Show.
We are back on the 2026 Big Sky Football Kickoff Show. I'm Megan Robinson. Head coach Tim Skipper is going to be looking to these guys next to me to bring the energy this season. Preseason all-conference selection, Mikey D'Amato and Leif Magnuson. Gentlemen, how has your weekend been?
Yeah, it's been awesome. Meeting all the guys from other teams. You usually only get to see them when they got the pads on, so being able to interact with them off the field has been super cool.
Yeah, like Mikey said, it's really great to meet these guys. Hopefully later in the season after we play them, we can, dap up, get to see them, take a picture or such, but it's been a good weekend.
Leif, we were outside. The Big Sky staff was outside when you pulled up with your parents. They drove you down from Canada. You said, that was my first time seeing my family in 8 months. How special was your trip back up north?
Super special. My parents had just recently moved to BC, so it was my first time seeing their place when it was, no snow on the ground and such. So it was a great little visit. Did a lot of time spending in lakes, rivers. Great drive down. It was about 5 hours from where they're from, so yeah.
How long did you get to spend at home before having to come here?
I spent about 5 or 6 days with my parents. Yeah, so a good little break with them. Enjoyed the time, and it was awesome to see them.
Mikey, what's been the highlight of your summer so far?
Yeah, I mean, it's just hanging out with the guys. The new Mad Center that we have, it's a home now. So being able to hang out with the teammates, going to the beach with all my friends, it's been a great summer. We're really excited for the season.
We were just talking about that Madden Center with Coach Skipper, something that we have been teasing every year at Kickoff for the last few years. It's coming soon. It's coming soon. It's now officially open. Mikey, what's your favorite part of that center?
My favorite part, I'd probably say the Players Lounge. It's a great place to interact. You can watch movies with your buddy, play video games, mess around. That's usually where everybody hangs out. It's a great spot, so I'd definitely say the Players Lounge.
What about you, Leif? What's your favorite spot?
I'd probably say the locker room, just because it allows for a lot of camaraderie. We got great new showers, great lockers with the dryers in them and stuff that we didn't have last year, obviously with the new Madden Center. And honestly, just really for the camaraderie part, just being around a lot of different positions, a lot of guys. We don't have it set up where it's just O-line over here. It's all mixed up, so yeah.
Coach was just saying you guys never have to leave the facility, where with your old facility you were changing buildings and everything. What is that? Like, how beneficial is it to just be one-stop shopping?
Yeah, it's going to be a total game changer for the whole program, like recruiting-wise too. It's just, it's a one-stop shop. Everything that you need right there. You got a recovery room, you got the weight room, like you said, you got the locker room. You don't got to walk all over the place. After practice, you go hang out with all your teammates. It's a game changer for sure.
Yeah, I would say it's amazing. I think it slowed us down a little last year not having everything in one space. But now that we have the Madden Center, we got the brand new weight room, all these brand new things. It's just such a game changer for us. Yeah.
Leif, I'll go to you first. You've been with this program for 2 seasons. Mikey, you've been here 3. New head coach with Tim Skipper. Has only been here 6-7 months. What has he brought to the program in a short time?
Just energy, a belief that we can win, and we all believe it now. There's not a lot of false hope. Like, we genuinely think that we're going to do great this season, and he makes us believe that on a day-to-day basis, so we're very excited.
Yeah, the new slogan in the building is expect to win, and that's 100% what he's bringing day by day, just to get better every day and go into the season, attacking every day, just expect to win. Super excited that Coach Skip's here, and we're really excited for the season.
Awesome. Well, guys, I'm excited for the fishbowl. You wrote some questions yesterday, so I'll have you each pick one out.
Sweet. Let's see.
Mikey, I'll have you go first.
It says, besides your own, who has the best uniforms in the Big Sky? I kind of like Idaho State's, the all oranges. Yeah, I do like those. So I'd probably say Idaho State's. Those are sweet uniforms.
Good choice.
I'd honestly have to say Montana State. I think they got some pretty clean jerseys. So, yeah, I'd probably just say them.
Okay, cool. And what question do you have there on your paper?
Yeah, mine is, what's your golf handicap? Which is awesome because I do play a lot of golf. I'd probably say I'm a bogey golfer. Like, I'm going to be modest here. I'm probably going +1 on every hole. Yeah. But definitely a good guy to play with. You know what I mean? I'm not terrible, so, yeah.
You got to hook up with the Idaho State guys because they go like 4 to 5 times a week. So talk to Jordan and Nate Reynolds. And
yeah, there you go.
Awesome. All right.
Yeah, there you
guys, can't wait to see you Friday night, week 0 out there on the field. Best of luck to you this season. And I'm going to send it on over to Tony Wetmore.
Thank you.
Thanks, Meg. I'm here with Bill Lamberty, the Sports Information Director for Montana State Football. And Bill, you've been to many of these kickoffs. How have you seen it evolve throughout the years?
Well, when I started, it was Sun Valley, Idaho, and it was a more formal event, but the energy's always been great. The interaction with the players and coaches and the social element have always been great. So moving from Sun Valley to Park City, Utah for many, many years, and then here to Spokane, a couple different sites, has really been a lot of fun. But the energy is just so positive at this time of year, getting ready for the football season.
Speaking of positive energy, you're in Bozeman, site of the defending national champs. What has the energy been like in the community since the national championship?
It's really been really steady, but it's been a lot of fun. It's been super positive. The community rallied around the program. I mean, the community has always rallied around the Bobcats, but here in these last few months, it's been unlike anything I've experienced. So it's been a lot of fun. It's been just wildly positive, and it's been really great for especially for the kids that were in the program last year.
Especially with how competitive this conference is this year, how excited are you for the season to start?
Oh, super excited. August is always the longest month because you spend the whole year kind of getting ready, and then you get into August and it's like every day is sort of the same, and you're doing the same thing over and over, but you know what's at the end of the line, and it's a great payoff, but it's a lot of work and a lot of time to get there, but it's so highly anticipated. I think Gold Rush is going to be reminiscent of the coming out of COVID. It's going to be such a night, so it'll be a lot of fun.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Bill.
You're welcome.
Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks so much, Tony. After the break, we welcome Utah Tech and head coach Lance Anderson to the Big Sky.
Now back to the 2026 Big Sky Football Kickoff Show.
All right, well, coming up in the 2026 football season here in the Big Sky, we've got 2 new members, and our first one joining us now is our new member in Utah Tech, and joining us is head coach Lance Anderson. Utah Tech obviously very familiar with Big Sky Conference teams because you guys play them multiple times a year the last several years, Coach. But first of all, welcome to the Big Sky, and just your thoughts on joining this league and, some changes going on for the Trailblazers.
Thank you. I mean, we're excited to be part of the Big Sky Conference. I mean, it is the premier conference in FCS football, and we're excited to be a part of that. I'm really excited about just the regional and geographic rivalries with whether it's Southern Utah, Weber State, going up and playing the Montana schools. All the schools in the league, we kind of share the same recruiting footprint. We're going to be very familiar with a lot of the people we're competing against. So we know we've got a big challenge ahead of us, and there's a lot of things that we need to get better with, but we are very excited about the opportunity.
Coach, you're from Idaho, played at Idaho State, so you are once a Big Sky player, now a Big Sky coach. How special is it to be a part of this conference in that
I think
aspect?
It's great, having grown up in Idaho, small town, farm area agriculture. But yeah, I loved sports since I was a little kid, and I loved, growing up and being able to listen to, the Idaho State games, the University of Idaho games, Boise State. They were part of the Big Sky at that time, and it's just great to be part of a conference that has such history and such tradition, especially for someone growing up in a small town in Idaho, where the Big Sky is such a big part of this part of the country. It's fun to be in this league.
Coach, the last several years, Utah Tech, as it transitioned to FCS football, was really familiar with the Big Sky schools as far as non-conference opponents, and whether it be traveling or hosting Big Sky schools, there's been some familiarity there with not that many FCS teams out west. So how much do you maybe lean on some of that experience? How much do you lean on some of that film as you get ready for this year?
Yeah, I think that's been great for us, having played a lot of Big Sky teams the last 2 years. I think it gives us a good idea of the level of competition, how we match up with some of these teams, where we need to get our program to. Again, I think it'll be a little bit eye-opening too as we play a Big Sky school almost every week this season to really see how we match up, where we need to improve. But just having played some of those teams over the last couple of years, I think that helps. And we know it's a challenge, but we're excited.
And Coach, that challenge starts week 0. You host defending national champs Montana State. How can an early season matchup with the national champs be a gauge for the season?
Again, boy, you open up against the defending national champions in your first game of the season and first game ever in the Big Sky Conference. I mean, you can ask for a much bigger challenge than that. But I think what it does is it will show us, it will give us a good measure very early in the season of exactly where we are. Because yes, they are the premier program in the league right now. That's where we want to get. We want to be able to compete for championships in the Big Sky, national champions, just like what they have done. And it will be a great measure for our program of exactly where we are and where we need to get to.
When you look at the players on this team, Coach, just who do you kind of lean on? What kind of stands out about the group that you have entering the 2026 season with?
You know, I think we've got some great kids, guys who really work hard, guys who give, you know, great effort. They've really embraced this challenge of, you know, building a successful Division I FCS program where we are still relatively new to Division I, and we're still you know, trying to establish that program. But you know, just a couple of guys we have with us here today in Marley Sagapolo, who's a senior defensive lineman who is a real leader, real hard worker. Ace Chapman, a running back for us, who's a real playmaker for us. But you know, we've got so many other kids. You know, look at a couple of guys who played early on the offensive line last year as freshmen. You know, Matthew Snar and Cade Draper, that I think are going to benefit a lot, you know, from playing as freshmen. I think we got, you know, we're strong in the secondary. We return a lot of guys there. You know, we got a senior there, Brevin Chisnecka at safety. You know, Jeremiah Jamo, River Moore, that played a lot there. So I think we've got guys. We're a relatively young roster, but we've got some good experience, and I really like how our guys work and excited to see them play this season.
No doubt about it. We're excited to see you play as well, Coach. Congratulations again on everything. Welcome to the Big Sky, and thanks so much for your time.
Thank you. We're excited about the opportunity.
Yep, no doubt about it. Coming up after the break, we'll catch up with the players from Utah Tech after this.
We now return to the 2026 Big Sky Football Kickoff Show from Scripps Sports.
Welcome back to the 2026 Big Sky Football Kickoff Show. I'm Megan Robinson, and welcome to the Big Sky to our Utah Tech friends, Ace Chapman and Marley Salanoa Sagapolu. Can you please, Marley is your middle name, and you go by that because people like me struggle trying to pronounce your first name. Please, set the record straight.
Yeah, so my name is Fasitoa Tai Marley Salanoa Sagapolu, and yeah,
I'm going to practice that so much this season. I'm going to get it and come down to you guys and be like, I finally got it. How has your weekend been so far? Your first time at Big Sky Media Day?
It's been great, man. Meeting all the new players, meeting all the teams. You know, we've played these teams before, but it's just great to be in this environment at the Big Sky. You know, it's one of the best conferences, probably the best in FCS. So we're just grateful to be here for sure.
Marley, what's been your favorite part?
Favorite part of the weekend, I mean, a good starter was the youth clinic, to be able to break the ice with all the players, be able to get to know each other, and second favorite part is just the food. All the food is good.
Can't go wrong there. Now, Ace, last season you led the team in rushing and all-purpose yards as a freshman. What are your expectations going into sophomore season?
Well, obviously, you know, you want to make growth. You don't want to stay in the same spot that you were before. So the biggest thing for me is I want to help this team win games, you know, continue to grow as a team, be a better leader, be a better person, and I feel like if I do all those things, that'll help the stats keep on going up, but that's not a big focus for me.
And Marley, you missed all of 2024 with an injury, came back last season, started all 12 games, were an integral part of that defensive unit. What were the biggest lessons you learned from that 2024 season you missed?
When you take time away from the game, you get to really learn and appreciate what you do on the field and all the things that you miss, and it was an awesome experience to be able to come back on the field and just live the moment again.
You're also the second youngest of 11 children. Your older brothers helped coach you up through your football career. What's the best advice they've given you?
Just everything that all the mistakes that they've made has been able to contribute to my success. So, you know, learning from their mistakes so I don't repeat it.
Ace, who are some people who've had some influence on your career?
I was definitely say my parents. You know, we've been through the thick and thin with all this football stuff. Started off playing basketball when I was younger, and then I transitioned to football from my basketball coach told me to come play it, and I fell in love ever since. And definitely, I'll say all my coaches, because they've helped me grow and just become a way better player and just learn the game of football for sure.
What led you to go football and say bye to basketball?
I realized that there's only 15 players on the team, and I'm 5'10" now, so if anything, I just know my odds were better with football, so I wanted to make it professional, so that's what I chose to do.
Now, his hidden talents basketball. As I have you pick questions, Marley, you also told me that you played the ukulele. How did you get into that?
Just being around in Hawaii, everybody plays it, and you know, you just learn from being with your family, just picking it up. Like my cousin taught me my first song, and so I later on just taking a class and then just learning more from there.
You guys pick questions that you all wrote to each other yesterday. I'll have you read them and answer your question, please.
What's the most embarrassing song in your library? Let's go. Probably All That Matters by Justin Bieber.
Why is that embarrassing? It's the Biebs.
Not many people listen to Justin Bieber where I come from, so I'll just say that. He's a great artist, though. I'll say that. He's a great artist.
Marlon, what's your question?
Says, if you were the coach for a day, what would your practice look like? I would say, a lot of people like to compete, so we're running a lot of one-on-ones. Anybody that wants to get their get back or, wants to prove themselves, just run the ones.
I love it. Well, guys, excited to have the Trailblazers as part of the Big Sky Conference. Excited to see you out there, Week 0, hosting the defending national champs. Best of luck to both of you this season.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
And I'm going to send it back out to Tony Wetmore.
First of all, I'm a Justin Bieber fan, so I love to hear that answer. But we're here with all 13 teams. Each team has a booth of their own, and media is able to freely walk around, ask whatever questions they want, have a little fun with it, be serious. So it's been a great experience so far, and just seeing everyone in their element and within their teams at each booth. Back to you at the desk, Meg.
Live coverage from Spokane continues on the Big Sky Football Kickoff Show.
All right, well, we just introduced you to our newest member of the Big Sky Conference. Now it's time for newcomer number 2, but it's an old, familiar face coming back to the Big Sky, of course, with the Southern Utah Thunderbirds. So joining us now is head coach Delane Fitzgerald. And, Coach, welcome back to the Big Sky. I know this will be your first time here coaching here as a head coach, but just welcome to the league and just the excitement around this program being back here and just being home a little bit. What are your thoughts on that?
Kyle, thank you. We're excited about being back in the Big Sky. It's hard not to get excited about playing in the best conference in FCS football. Our football program, like you said, it's our first trip into the Big Sky as coaches and players. We're really excited about the unknown. I've never been to the state of Montana, so.
That's a change.
I have not.
Oh, my gosh.
Start right out of the gates.
Hey, guys, I'd never been to Washington until this weekend. I've never been to Montana. I've never been to Oregon. So there's some things that our coaches and players are going to be doing for the first time. Everybody hits us there. How excited are you to be back? And I'm thinking, we've never been there. Our university has, and the people in town have. You asked about the excitement of our administration that were in the Big Sky before, and the excitement of our alumni and fans and our donors. The excitement on their faces when they talk about the Big Sky provides us with a lot of excitement too.
Well, this guy is born and bred Montana, so if you need Rex, I'm just volunteering, Kyle.
We'll be there.
Are you offended that I've never been there?
No, not at all. Not many people have. It's okay.
Well, hey, we'll be there August 28th.
But love it, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, Coach, last season you started 1-5 and then won 6 straight to end the year. How have you carried that momentum into the start of 2026?
Yeah, just being extremely positive. Meg, you have to re-earn it. So we have to go back and re-earn everything that we had last year with the transfer portal. A lot of time you get a lot of new players, a lot of new faces each year. We're not the same team that we were last fall, but we're trying as much as possible to carry that momentum into this season. But our motto for this fall is earn it, and we're going to earn everything we get, and we're going to earn all the respect we get.
Coach, one of the things we've talked to some of the other coaches about is just the quarterbacks in this league. So many guys coming back. You know, when we look at the guys in the Big Sky who are back, but obviously a guy like Will Burns coming back for you guys. Just your thoughts on bringing an experienced quarterback back to kind of lead this offense.
Yeah, Kyle, I like Will Burns. Love the young man and love his game. I wouldn't trade him for a lot of quarterbacks in this conference, but there are a lot of quarterbacks in this conference getting a lot more publicity than he is. We're kind of. We like a bunker mentality, and we like being the unknown, and we like not getting a lot of respect. But we really like that young man and what he's going to be capable of doing for us this fall and next fall.
Coach, as we said, you open your season week 0 up in Missoula playing number 2 team in the preseason polls, Montana. What kind of gut check can that game give you?
Yeah, we're gonna find out week 0, which we need to throw the week 0 out. It's week 1 now.
I agree.
I agree.
I agree 1,000%.
Petition starts here.
We're going to find out exactly where we're at in the conference. Here's what we can't do as a staff: win, lose, or draw in that first game is it's not the national title game, it's not the championship game, it's not the tell-all for us, but it'll let us know where we're at right then. We talk to our players a whole lot. Each game, a 12-game season, each game's worth 8.3% of your season, and that's all it is. It's 8.3% of our season, and win, lose, or draw, 15 minutes after the game, we've got to put it away and move to the next one. But how do you not get excited about listening to everybody talk about the best atmosphere in college football, the best atmosphere in FCS football? Should be exciting.
Coach, Southern Utah won Big Sky Conference championships in 2015 and 2017. This is your 5th year leading the Thunderbirds here coming in. There's been successes, as Megan asked you about. Just for you guys to kind of take that next step, be a playoff team, be a contender in this league, what do you guys have to do?
Yeah, we have to be better to start the season, and Meg talked about it. But we finished the last 4 seasons. We finished the year really, really strong, 3-1, 4-1, 6-0, and there's been some other strong finishes, but we haven't been very good in September. Need to be better to start the season in order for us to make a conference title push.
Coach, we're fired up to have you guys in the Big Sky Conference. Welcome back. Welcome to it for the first time. Can't wait to see you up there in Missoula late in August.
To the both of y'all, thank you for everything. Happy to be here.
No doubt about it. All right, we're going to take a quick break here, but we'll catch up from the players from Southern Utah after this.
We now return to the 2026 Big Sky Football Kickoff Show from Scripps Sports.
Welcome back inside the Northern Quest Resort and Casino. This is the 2026 Big Sky Football Kickoff Show. I'm joined by a couple of Thunderbirds, Will Burns and Lincoln Tuioti Mariner. Gentlemen, welcome to the Big Sky. How has it been so far?
It's been awesome. This experience here has been awesome.
Yeah, it's been a great time. Thanks for having us today.
Of course. Lincoln, what's been your favorite part of this whole weekend?
I think just meeting the coaches and the other players. You know, it's a cool opportunity to meet everyone else outside of the football field without pads on. So just to make some relationships and connections before we get started in the season has been a good time.
Will, what about you? What's been your favorite part so far?
I enjoyed the kids camp, getting out there with all the kids. I thought it was really fun.
Now, we were just talking to your head coach and talked about the end of last season, starting 1-5, then winning 6 straight. What shifted those last few months that allowed you to go on that run that you can carry into 2026?
Oh, it took a lot because it was a big momentum shift, and it was hard. It's obviously hard to be 1-5 at the beginning of the season, but we turned it around and we had a lot of momentum throughout the end of the season.
Yeah, you know, there's so many ups and downs within a season. 12 to 14 weeks is a long time to get through, and with that being said, with that rough start, it was a good opportunity for us to self-reflect, look at us, and be able to make the changes that we needed to, and finished off the right way.
Coach Fitzgerald was saying that you finished strong the last several seasons, but you've struggled in September. What can you both do as leaders of this team to get off to a smoother start in that September month?
I think we can let the guys know on the team what to expect, especially in this conference. It's going to be a battle every single game, and we need to come out strong early on in the season.
Yeah, just the understanding of how competitive this conference is something that, we're going to have to take and understand. We're super happy to be here in the Big Sky, but we're also very eager and excited to show what we have. We've worked hard this summer, and we're excited to put that to the test.
Lincoln, I'll start with you on this one. The T-Birds have 4 straight winning seasons at home. Mm-hmm. What makes home field advantage real at Eccles Coliseum?
Yeah, playing at Eccles Coliseum is an experience for the away team, that's for sure. And I think, elevation plays into that. Just the environment overall is a really cool place to play, and we pride ourselves in our home games, so making sure we get those wins at home is something we really love to do.
I think we have a great fan base, and it gets pretty electric when we have flyovers, helicopter flyovers, and a cannon. It's pretty loud and fun at home.
Now you're going to go into a loud, crazy environment week 0 when you head up to Missoula. What have people told you about playing in Washington Grizzlies Stadium and what to expect there?
I've heard it's a great stadium, and I've seen pictures of the hill in the background. It's beautiful. I'm excited. But at the end of the day, it just matters what goes on in the field.
Yeah, it'll be a really fun game to play. I think all of us as college football athletes, it's a dream of ours to play in an environment like that. and to have a crowd like that, it'll be a great challenge and a great opportunity.
You'll arguably have the easier job as a defender because it's always quiet when the offense is on field. So best of luck to you.
That's for sure.
Well, you guys wrote questions yesterday to each other to put in this fishbowl. I'm going to have you each pick one.
Awesome.
Please.
Thank you.
And Will, I'll go to you first. What is your question?
My question is, who is your role model? And I'll say my father.
Why?
He's just a good man, and he's a tough guy, and I want to be like him.
Did he play football?
He did. He played running back at Northern Colorado, actually.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't have your schedule member. Do you face Northern Colorado this
We
year?
do.
Who's he going to cheer for?
He's gonna cheer for me. I'm pretty sure.
But if the Bears win, it's like, well. Lincoln, what's your question?
My question is, if I was athletic in another sport, what sport would I play? I would probably pick golf. I just think it's really fun game to watch. It's so different and unique in comparison to the rest of the sports. So I wish I was good at golf and can hit the ball consistently, but I think that's what I would pick.
Well, there are some other guys here who golf, so maybe you guys can get that foursome.
Okay, we'll get in touch.
Talk to Idaho State and Cal Poly.
Okay, we'll have to have a match or something.
Yeah. Well, guys, best of luck. Welcome to the Big Sky. Excited to see you out there this season. And I'm going to send it over to Tony, who's with some of our other new friends.
New at the kickoff this year is mannequins detailing the new uniforms and different uniforms in the conference, and I was a little afraid as I walked by them on day one that one of them would not be a mannequin and would hop out at me, but as you can see, a lot of variety here, just great uniforms, and of course super colorful for many of them. You'll see these on the field in the conference throughout the season, so giving out high fives, make sure I don't knock off any arms or anything like that, but excited to see these uniforms on the field and in action. Back to you at the desk, Meg.
Tony, thanks so much. After this, all things Lumberjacks with NAU head coach Brian Wright.
Live coverage from Spokane continues on the Big Sky Football Kickoff Show.
Next up here at the Big Sky Kickoff is our friends from Flagstaff and the Northern Arizona Lumberjacks, a team a lot of people like coming into this season, a playoff team 2 years ago. So we are joined by head coach Brian Wright, entering his third season leading the program. Coach, great to see you again. And, you know, expectations are always high with Northern Arizona, especially what you guys did in your first season. So your thoughts on the group you have coming in this year and you guys trying to get back to the playoffs?
Yeah, we definitely are excited about the group that we've assembled this year. A lot of new faces. We'll be relying on some young guys, but a very talented group that we can't wait to kick off this season with.
Coach, you mentioned those new faces, also a new defensive coordinator. What is the biggest thing you're hoping to learn about your guys as you enter fall camp?
Well, we want to find out how resilient we're going to be. We felt like we left some football out there a year ago, and so certainly fell below our standard. We're excited about our leadership, excited about Coach Green, our new defensive coordinator, and the consistency that he has instilled in our defense to this point.
One of the themes of the Big Sky this year and some coaches we've talked to is quarterbacks, right? When you look at how many veteran quarterbacks there are, but you guys have as veteran a quarterback as anybody in this league with Ty Pennington. So just speak to, his development since you've had him at Pittsburgh State, but then obviously working with him the last couple of years in Flagstaff.
Well, he's a pleasure. He's a tremendous young man, first and foremost, and an outstanding football player. He's grown in every way that you can grow as a leader and as a quarterback. You know, we've given him a lot to do. He can change all my play calls along the way, but he's so invested in this offense, and we're excited about some of the people that we've given him and to surround himself with, and some more weapons for him to get the ball to.
Defensively, Ammon Allen will be back after missing last season with a knee injury. What kind of disruption does he bring to your defense?
Well, he's a tremendous playmaker for us, an outstanding leader. He brings a lot of that toughness and that resiliency that we spoke of a minute ago, and so we're excited to get him back. He's still working through some of his rehab. It's been a long journey for him, and can't wait to see him out there for us.
Coach, as you get set to enter year 3 here with this program and, kind of settling in, right, as you've taken the reins of everything here, just what's been the biggest changes? How do you feel now at this position as you get ready for year 3 where, it's kind of your guys, your system, everything is not so much new anymore?
Yeah, I feel like our staff, certainly the leaders of our football team, understand the culture and the character that we want our program to be defined by. We're really excited about our new athletic director, Dr. Richard Duran, also that is going to help support us grow as a program. It was a little bit of a rough offseason without an athletic director for a while, but we're so excited about that and think we now can really take some of the next steps that we need to so that our players can reach their full potential.
Well, Coach, we're going to pull up your schedule, take a look at it. You open the season week 0 against Eastern Washington at home. What are the benefits of opening the season with a conference opponent?
Oh, good question. The benefits, I think, is to really find out who your football team is right away with a really good conference opponent. You better be ready to play. There's no warm-up.
Coach, as well as kind of we were talking about, you mentioned some games left on the table last year, right? You're looking at a 7-5 record, just missing the playoffs. So for you guys heading into 2026, leaving that behind, in your mind, what do you guys need to work on and accomplish if you want to see yourself back in the playoffs?
Well, our leadership was first and foremost. That's something we set out 8 months ago to really improve. Feel like we did that with the guys that were named captain and then the other men that are on our leadership group within our program, and the toughness of our team and just the playmaking ability. We really feel like that we went out in the portal, also have developed some young players that were in our program that are really going to help us be more explosive on offense and more consistent on defense.
Coach, appreciate you being here.
All right, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yes, no doubt about it. We'll be catch up with the NAU players Ammon Allen and Ty Pennington after the break here as we continue to talk all things Lumberjacks. Stay with us.
Now back to the 2026 Big Sky Football Kickoff Show.
Welcome back to the 2026 Big Sky Football Kickoff Show. I'm Megan Robinson. Ty Pennington from NAU returns for year 2 here at Kickoff. He is joined by teammate Ammon Allen. Guys, how's your weekend been?
It's been great, just spending some time with the guys here, learning from other coaches, talking to the media. It's been great just to get everyone's perspective and enjoy some time with everyone this weekend.
Ammon, what's been your favorite part?
All of it's been super enjoyable. That first night, the Hall of Fame dinner, was an excellent experience. Be able to learn from the wisdom of the Hall of Famers as well as meeting the other guys.
Now, you spent last season, or the last year and a half really, rehabbing from a knee injury. What have you learned about yourself through that process?
I've learned a lot about myself and my relationship with God. It's been a true blessing to be able to experience it. Hard at times, no doubt, but you have to see the light at the end of the tunnel every single day in order to get through it.
What has his rehab process and just showing up every day through that grind taught you?
Yeah, it's been inspiring to me and to the rest of our team. Just seeing how hard he works. He's not doing it for himself. He's doing it for his teammates. And just seeing the way he works every day. His urge to get back on the field and compete with the rest of the team. It's just something we can all take something away and just try to, model the way he works. If we do that, we're going to have success.
I think people can also model the way you work. You were a counselor at the Manning Academy this summer. Mm-hmm. What was that experience like for you?
It was awesome. Just giving back, what I've learned throughout my college experience, giving these kids, an experience of a lifetime. And obviously just, being around the other college quarterbacks, seeing where I stack up, to the best of the best. So it was a great experience all around. I learned a lot of things, made some great friends. It was a great experience.
Now, Ammon, back on the field after missing last season, you're also returning to a new defensive front. What have been the challenges of learning that new system under a new defensive coordinator?
I wouldn't say there's many challenges. I've been through about 3 defensive coordinators now in my career of college football, so it's more about translating terminology and the vocabulary of everything, but I'm really excited to see how this plays with all the attributes we have from the guys on the team.
Yeah. Ty, an emphasis this offseason has been chemistry, a lot of new guys in your locker room. How is the chemistry, this team, as you enter fall camp?
Yeah, it's just, been getting better as we go along. We have a great group of leaders and captains this season that have really, pushed that and pushed the importance of that chemistry and the bonds between the teammates, especially, on the offense and defensive side of the ball. So, we've tried to organize some team activities outside of football, spending time with people you wouldn't normally spend time with, and, just kind of forcing those relationships. But obviously they occur in a natural way, but those are things that you get your edge from, having those relationships that you can rely on, when things get tough.
Well, gentlemen, you guys wrote some questions in the fishbowl yesterday. I'm going to have you pick out, see what you get.
Let's go here.
See what you get.
All right, I got one wish. What would it be? Can't wish for money or more wishes. I would say I'd want to teleport wherever I go. It's kind of I think that would be awesome. Travel in the world, wherever I go, I can be in an instant.
If you would just teleport right now, where would you go?
Probably find a beach somewhere. I haven't been to the beach in a while, so probably go chill in the sand.
Love it. Ammon, what's your question?
My question is, if you could trade places with one teammate, who would it be and why? I'd say Ty Pennington, man.
Why Ty?
Being back in that quarterback spot, I played a little bit in high school. I mean, to see the game at that perspective again, to have control like that over who you pass to, the offense you call, I think it would be a cool experience, especially at the college level.
I also feel like as a linebacker, you would know how to read them and elude the tackle. From your side of it, where it's like, oh, wait, I know how to escape that because I try to get after it.
Yeah. The wisdom I've gained would help me.
Not if I line up at linebacker.
So what?
Not if I line up at linebacker.
All right, Coach Wright, we need to have a switch practice today just to see how it happens. But, guys, thank you so much. Enjoy your final day of summer before you report to camp tomorrow.
Appreciate it. Thanks for having us.
More from the 2026 Big Sky Football Kickoff Show after this with the UNC Bears.
Welcome back to the Northern Quest Resort and Casino for the Big Sky Kickoff. I'm here with Ashley Blake from Spokane Sports. And Ashley, what does Spokane Sports do and who do you serve?
So Spokane Sports is our regional sports commission. So our mission is to strengthen our community through the power of sport, and we do that by bidding, creating, and delivering impactful sporting events for our community.
Why is having sporting events and sports tourism so important to this area?
So sports tourism is really an economic engine. Our community utilizes this to drive, not only national visibility, but also spend at our local businesses. So we see the impact at restaurants and hotels, retail, transportation. And then it's also about moments like this, like when we can showcase our region on a national spotlight.
What are some of the key initiatives you're looking forward to in 2026?
So 2026 is all about ensuring we have a match of the events that we're recruiting to our marketplace and our ability to deliver. So of course we have our bread and butter events that are participatory, families coming into our market and competing, and we're also pursuing some high visibility national exposure events that drive more of a spectator appeal. So our focus is about making sure that we have a match for our marketplace for the events that we're pursuing.
And how does Spokane Sports choose those specific events to pursue?
So we spend quite a bit of time analyzing, looking at performance in other marketplaces, but the biggest thing is ensuring that it's a match for our community. So we're focused right now on the Podium, which is our indoor sports facility in downtown Spokane, and we're about 2 weeks away from opening a cross-country specific venue in the city of Spokane Valley. So those are our two primary assets, and then of course our staple is the Spokane Arena, much more of a spectator appeal for basketball and volleyball and wrestling.
What would success look like for you in 2026?
I think Spokane's on the map, and it's about building that visibility, building that notoriety, and that brand. I really believe that we can be seen as a sports destination, and so if we end this year with more people looking at sports tourism as an economic driver, and then also knowing that this is who we are, this is our identity, that's a win for our community.
Awesome. And how excited are you for football season? We're here for football. It's right around the corner.
Yeah, having Big Sky in town this week in our marketplace, meeting with members of our media, having the players here, the coaches, the energy's high, and this is just a tremendous honor to be here.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Ashley. We'll be back after this break.
Coverage from Spokane continues on the Big Sky Football Kickoff Show.
All right, the fun rolls on here at the Northern Quest Resort and Casino as we continue with our Big Sky Kickoff Media Day show. Megan Robinson, Kyle Hansen, your hosts. And we're excited to be joined by fourth-year head coach of the Northern Colorado Bears, Ed Lamb now. And Ed, you know, Northern Colorado was so much fun to talk about last year because of like the rebuild, the closeness of things that just we've been watching your program develop the last several years. So as you get ready to enter 2026, just kind of your thoughts on what this Bears program has done, but as what you guys are trying to accomplish as well.
I appreciate that, Ron. And yeah, that's when we set out to build this thing, we knew that the transfer portal wouldn't be a realistic option for us from a resource standpoint. So we set out to recruit freshmen, and we've recruited 20 or more high school Colorado kids every year, and now our team represents that. They're going to be in their third and fourth year, and I think you'll see a continuation of the story that we started to write last year.
Coach, speaking of that rebuild, you've likened the rebuild of the program to asparagus. And once planted, asparagus takes 3 years before it's ready for harvest. Why does 2026 feel like a harvest year for you?
I mean, all gardeners know that you plant something in year 1 it sleeps, year 2 it creeps, and year 3 it leaps. And that's what we've seen with the asparagus. It's also a way that I talk to the local community about we're not in a hurry to leave. My wife and I, our family, we operate every day as if this is our last job. We're never going to leave. We're never going to move again. And so I think in many ways, just the growing of asparagus, the planting of fruit trees, which we've done as well, that's exactly the way that we've built this team, and we expect the fruits of that to come to fruition this year.
In that vein, Coach, you mentioned the recruiting element of things, the way you've approached to building this program. You know, what clicked a little bit last year? What changed, and are you seeing some of those similar traits with this group as you get ready for the fall?
Sure. Yeah, well, I think what clicked is the guys expected to compete in every game, and they fought for that. They believed in each other a little bit more. It's largely the same team. We didn't graduate many guys. We didn't have. I think we had the lowest number of guys in the conference enter into the portal, which I think is at least for us and the way that we're trying to build it, that's a sign of strength. And so, you know, I think that again, that same realization and improvement that's happened year over year. You know, I'd like to say that it's linear, but really my expectation is it'd be exponential.
Coach, this season, for the first time, you get to open your season Friday night under the new lights in Greeley, hosting Weber State on Friday, August 28th. How big are getting these lights for your program?
It's huge, and even bigger. You know, I think like Greeley's got 200,000 people right in that area. I mean, we can fill that stadium. But we had a lot of youth football players that couldn't come to our games. We had a lot of students that didn't want to sit in the 1 o'clock Colorado sun. And so I think it'll help from a crowd standpoint. But the thing I'm most proud of is that the university put resources in, and then our players showed gratitude for that. When it was announced, I was a little bit concerned that our players were going to say, you know, kind of big deal. We're going to get cleats and helmets too. Everybody's got lights. But they celebrated like it was the biggest announcement that in the history of UNC football. And that's how I feel about it. So I'm in just tremendous gratitude for our administration and the community that have gotten behind this.
Exciting times and exciting resource for you guys to use. Coach, when you look at this year's squad, offense, defense, special teams, a couple of the guys here with you, Levi Johnson, Blake Wesleyan, what stands out about these two, but what stands out about the group you have heading into 2026, and what do you like from the squad?
I love our skill players, but we're a line of scrimmage team. They know I feel that way. That's where we've invested. We build the team in the weight room first, and we build it with young guys like these guys, and we've grown them from – I mean, Blake Wesleyan, when you see him come up here, he's going to fill up your studio, and so will Levi. But Blake was a high school quarterback, and that's how we've recruited and developed this team, is taking long athletes and building them into something that they didn't believe they could become.
What gave you the faith that he could become a lineman from quarterback?
Yeah, sure. I mean, it's what we've done. It's what we've done. It's what we did at Southern Utah. We had guys all over that field that played different positions. We I've had whether it's a curse or a blessing, I've been a head coach at places where we couldn't really recruit head-to-head and be successful against other schools, and so we've had to find another way to do it, and Blake's a really good example of that.
No doubt about it. Well, Coach, good luck this upcoming season. Thanks so much for joining us here, and can't wait to see how things go for you guys.
Thank you, guys.
Yes, coming up, Blake Wesleyan and Levi Johnson will join us here on the Big Sky Kickoff Show to talk all things Northern Colorado. We'll be right back.
We now return to the 2026 Big Sky Football Kickoff Show from Scripps Sports.
Welcome back to the 2026 Big Sky Football Kickoff Show. I'm Megan Robinson, joined by two native Coloradoans who play for the UNC Bears, Levi Johnson and Blake Wesleyan. Is it Coloradoans? Is that?
I don't really know.
I'm from Colorado. Yeah, I think so. Colorado native.
Two guys who live in the state of Colorado and play for University of Northern Colorado. Now, guys, Coach Lamb has emphasized building a program around high school recruits from the state of Colorado. How would you describe the impact of having so many players from that state in that locker room? I'll go to you first, Levi.
For me, it's your teammates are your people you've faced, like in high school, growing up, all that, and so you play harder because you're from the state. So you're playing with your teammates, and you're playing harder because it's your home state, and it's a lot of pride from that.
Did you two play against each other in high school? No?
No, we didn't.
Not at all.
But you guys go against each other every day in practice. Blake, how does going against this guy motivate you?
Well, Levi's a great player. I just think it's, the mentality, iron sharpens iron. So just going against good competition every day is only going to, push each other and just get better from that.
How does he make you better?
I mean, he's a stud, so I got to really be on my A game when facing him.
I love it. Now, Coach Lamb has said that he's seen a difference in the commitment of the upperclassmen on your team. You have a lot of returning players this year, only lost a handful of guys to the portal. You're both upperclassmen. How have you committed more to the program in that locker room?
I mean, for me, I was very under-recruited. Not many schools looked at me, so when UNC gave me a shot, I decided I was going to be loyal. They're my everything right now.
Yeah, I think I was also super under-recruited. I think Colorado as a whole is under-recruited, and I think Coach Lamb's doing a good job kind of focusing on that. But for me, I think just kind of getting in there and just being so grateful for my opportunity to play Division I football and just trying to be the best I can be for my teammates and the coaches and everything.
Now, you were part of Ed Lamb's first recruiting class. He also recruited you. You've been with him the entire time. How have you seen him transform the Bears?
Oh man, I don't think we didn't have a tight culture beforehand, and so going through these years, every year we've gotten closer and closer as a team, and that makes you want to play harder for the guy next to you.
I think definitely from a culture standpoint, he's done a great job trying to just kind of cut out some of the bad that UNC's had in the past and just trying to build good people on and off the field, and it kind of starts in the classroom and weight room, and just doing the right things outside of football has been a big point of emphasis for him.
Exciting time at Nottingham Field. You're getting lights. You said the posts are in, they're going up today. I will go to you first, Blake. What was your reaction when you found out you're getting lights?
Yeah, I mean, super excited, especially for the night game. I think we're going to have a big crowd for that one, and every football player loves playing in front of a big crowd, especially a home crowd, to kind of help that environment. I think it's going to be sweet, so super pumped.
What are you most looking forward to having that Friday Night Lights game to kick off the season?
I mean, it's just going to be a different atmosphere. Like he was saying, more people. It's going to be electric out there.
Pun intended.
Yes, exactly.
Well, you guys wrote some questions to each other, so reach in my fishbowl. Levi, I will have you go first because you're next to me. What is your question?
Besides your phone, what is one thing you can't live without? Well, for me, being a big guy, I love food. So obviously you can't live without food, but for me especially, I love food. So
if you had to pick one or two, I'm not going to make you pick your favorite food, but just a couple things that you're like, no, these have to be in my pantry.
I'm part Hawaiian, so growing up, it was chicken and rice a lot. And so chicken, rice, those are the main two. And then you can do so many dishes with those.
All right. I love it. I love it. What about you, Blake?
Mine is, what is your favorite artist or who? I like country music. John Party probably is my number one, my go-to.
I will be totally honest. I do not like country music, and I have never heard of that man. But I will check him out to support you.
He's good. He's got some good songs.
Are you familiar with this country artist?
Yes.
Okay. Are you also a country music fan?
I do like country music.
Who's your favorite artist? Putting you on the spot now.
I know. I mean, Morgan Wallen's pretty good. He's kind of basic, though. Sam Barber, something like that. I like him, too. Sam Barber.
Well, I have some new artists to check out on Spotify later on today. Gentlemen, best of luck this season. Can't wait to see you out there under the lights Friday, August 28th. Right after this, we'll be joined by UC Davis head coach Tim Plow.
Live coverage from Spokane continues on the Big Sky Football Kickoff Show.
All right, joining us now here on the Big Sky Kickoff Show is one of last year's playoff representatives here in the Big Sky in the UC Davis Aggies. So joining us is third-year head coach Tim Plow. Almost called him Tim Lasso because of the mustache he grows every year and looks good rocking it. So, Coach, first of all, welcome back. And, of course, high expectations for you guys. Picked top three in both polls once again.
Yeah, really excited to be here. This is always a great event. See all these great players and great coaches, and it kind of gives you the feeling like, hey, football's starting up again, and it's an exciting time.
2 full seasons as head coach under your belt, 2 FCS playoff quarterfinal appearances. How has that set the standard for this Aggie program?
I think it's exciting. You make a choice to come back to your school, and you're trying to build up that reputation that we can hang and continually be in those games and play against the top teams. And, for us now it's just about trying to keep the casserole warm and just how do we keep moving forward and keep getting back every single year to those games and hopefully get over the hump. But it's great to see our school get that type of recognition, and hopefully we can keep it up.
Coach, obviously a lot of guys from last year's team back for this year's Aggies squad, but 2 players I want to talk to you about is the brothers Rex and Porter Connors, and kind of the saga of getting them back, right? And after the injuries they dealt with, just speak to the process of getting them back and kind of what you guys as a program had to do, and then obviously the impact they will have.
Yeah, it was difficult. It's just a unique situation. You have a game that gets canceled because of lightning, and so the game doesn't count statistically, and yet they're going to try to make it count for their season, which didn't make sense to us. Went through a lot of different process, but at the end of the day, the cool part was our chancellor, our athletic director, hired outside counsel for them, found case precedents, and once they found that, the NCAA was great about granting them the year. And so you get 2 players like that to come back, and honestly, they deserve to have a full season. They're great representatives of our school, great representatives of the Big Sky. Rex was like, please, God, don't make me go back to Spokane for the 4th year in a row because he's been here so many times. But just to have those 2 guys back, we're really excited about it. And they represent our school and our conference the right way. So
I believe he has the record, right, of coming to the Big Sky Kickoff. Yeah, he got an award.
They gave him the commemorative coin a year ago.
did.
Yeah, you can't come back again.
Well, I saw him at the FCS showcase in Nashville, and I was like, if you get that eligibility coming back to kickoff, he's like, I'm gonna let someone else take the reins. He was so over it. But offensively, you bring back Jordan Fisher, Sam Bacci, just a couple of players right there. However, there's a question mark at quarterback. 3 qualified candidates on that roster. How do you evaluate who's right for that job?
I think I've tried to tell people throughout the years that, the one thing that Davis has had for 50, 60 years is great quarterback play. I was trained by the coaches before me how to coach that position. I feel like we do it as well as anybody in the country. And so I'm very confident that every year we're going to have great quarterback play. Really, really fired up about the guys we have in the room. We always have a lot of depth in that room. So whoever comes out of that, 2-3 week competition here in fall camp, I know they're going to be a really talented guy, and we'll have guys behind them ready to go. And what makes a good quarterback is they're surrounded by great players. You got one of the best running backs in the country, one of the best receivers in the country, a bunch of O-linemen coming back, maybe the best tight end in the country. So they're surrounded by a lot of guys that if they just do their job, feed the ball to the right people, make the right decisions, and we'll be able to move the ball and score some points.
No doubt about it. Coach, we're going to go ahead and take a look at your schedule here real quick. And obviously opening it on the road at Portland State. Just your thoughts on kind of that first conference game going to be in the opening week, and then just looking at the schedule, what kind of stands out to you?
I'm really excited about the 9-game conference schedule. We are the Big Sky Conference, and we're the best conference in the country for a reason. The best competition we can get is with ourselves. So it's strange playing a conference game that early, but man, I love the fact that we're playing 9 of them, and Portland State's always a really tough trip, and now they got a new staff, and we'll have no idea what they're doing, so it'll be a fun first game.
Yeah. I'm looking at that schedule. Only one playoff team from last year on it from the Big Sky. What are your expectations for your Aggies?
Man, I'd love to say that for us it's the old coach speak about just playing one game at a time. But, honestly, I think for us it's about we have to continue to prove that we belong, and we have to continue to prove that we can consistently be at the top of the conference. It's not just a one-year thing, and that's what the Montanas have done for a long time, right? They're always there. We want to be one of those teams too, and so we got to take care of business. If you want to win the Big Sky, you got to win your home games, and you got to win a tough game on the road. And I say that every year. And so for us, it's not about who we're playing, it's about how well we play. And if we play well, I feel confident that we can hang with anybody. So hopefully at the end of the year, we're up there with those teams and can get over that final hump. And I know we're all pushing to get that done.
UC Davis well on their way to having high expectations year in and year out as a returning playoff team in the Big Sky Conference. Coach, good luck this season. I'm excited to watch you guys play.
Oh, thank you. We're fired up, and let's get some football going again.
No doubt about it. All right, well, coming up, the Aggies will continue to be represented here in Spokane as Drew Cofield and Sam Batu join the show.
We now return to the 2026 Big Sky Football Kickoff Show from Scripps Sports.
You're watching the 2026 Big Sky Football Kickoff Show. I'm Megan Robinson, joined by a pair of preseason All-Americans from UC Davis, Sam Batu, Drew Cofield. Sam, you had so much fun. You wanted to come back for a year, too.
Yes, ma'am, I did. Excited to be here. Thank you guys for having us.
Drew, this is your first experience, and you're a true sophomore. How has your kickoff weekend been?
It's been good. Been able to have some new experiences, get to see everything and do a lot of interviews, a lot of photo shoots, so it's been really fun.
Now, earlier this summer, Coach Plow said that if there is a better cornerback in the country than Drew Cofield, he would be shocked. What have you done this offseason to help develop your game after that freshman All-American campaign?
Really just attack the offseason, every workout, focusing on my technique in the weight room and grinding, just trying to put on weight and just keeping the mindset of getting better every day.
Sam, he's called Drew a nightmare for offenses. You guys go against each other in practice. How does going against an All-American corner like Drew make you a better receiver?
Yeah, I know if I'm going against him, I'm getting the best work. Drew's a great corner. He puts in the work, and obviously, like Coach Plow said, it shows on the field, and he's very consistent with that. So, yeah, it gives me great work.
And, of course, this guy's also an All-American, one of the best receivers in the country, an upperclassman. How has he helped make you better?
Just every day competing, I'm not going to see a better receiver than him. Every time going up against him in practice, it pushes me and we push each other to, be on our A game every single rep.
Sam, last year you told me that your goal for the season was to break the receptions record set several years ago by Keelan Doss. You did become the first receiver since Doss to finish with over 1,000 receiving yards in a season. What will it take to break that reception record?
Yeah, it takes a lot from me, my coaching staff, my teammates. But for me personally, I just got to be the most consistent I can every day, playing for my teammates, playing for the whole team, the coaching staff. But yeah, I just got to keep being consistent and doing my best I can on the field.
Drew, you set the bar high for yourself after an incredible freshman season, preseason all-conference selection, preseason All-American. What are your goals and expectations for yourself entering 2026?
Really just to exceed those, not getting complacent, not getting comfortable, always knowing that there's something that I could work on every single day, and so just attacking every day with the same mindset.
Sam, Coach has expressed how much he's enjoyed coaching you over these years. What is it? This is your last year in an Aggie uniform. What has your time playing for Coach Plow meant to you?
It's been great. Coach Plow really cares about the program. He cares about every player, down to the staff, the janitors. But yeah, just since I've been here, the changes that he's brought to the program has been really, really huge for the players, for each player. So I enjoy every time that I'm out there playing for him and, just playing for my teammates as well.
Drew, we talked with Coach about how this is entering his third season. he has made the playoffs back-to-back years, at least a quarterfinal run, and how there's just expectations and standards for the Aggies. What would you say the standards and expectations are for the program after the early success he's had?
The standard is just, going in every day and giving it your all. Always putting in the work, always staying hungry, and always going out there knowing that we got to trust one another when we go out and play. We got to, love one another and also be there for one another.
Well, guys, you wrote some questions. Sam's favorite part. All right, Sam, go ahead.
Top 3 video games of all time. It's a good question. FIFA, Call of Duty, and 2K.
What team do you play with in FIFA?
I use Spain or Arsenal. Those are my go-to.
I'd ask what team you'd use in 2K, but your answer is now going to be the Sixers because you're just a bandwagon LeBron fan.
No.
Who would you be in 2K?
Well, I haven't played 2K in a while, but I will use the Sixers now because, wherever LeBron goes, we go. So
bandwagon. Drew, what's your question?
Who is your celebrity crush? I would have to say either Jennifer Lopez or Jessica Alba.
Great answers. Great answers.
Beautiful women.
Well, guys, cannot wait to see you out there next month, week 0 against Portland State. And we have their brand new head coach, Chris Fisk, here right after this.
Now back to the 2026 Big Sky Football Kickoff Show.
Next up here in Spokane is the Portland State Vikings, and we have another new face leading the program here. Not so much new to the Northwest, but new to the Big Sky, and Chris Fisk taking over the job for the Vikings. So, Chris, congratulations on getting the job. Welcome to the Big Sky, and just kind of walk us through what the last several months have been as you guys get ready for the fall.
Yeah, it's been exciting, and we've kind of hit the ground running in January, and we've got a really short portal window, so our coaches did an amazing job with that portal window of getting some guys in and just getting everything taught up and then rolling through spring ball. And so here we are, ready to go and excited about our opportunity.
Coach, you're not the only new person at Portland State. About 58 new players on that roster. You've emphasized creating a winning culture. What's the secret to creating cohesion and that winning culture with so many new people?
Yeah, I think we have a process that we believe in that we go through every single year. So one of the questions I got earlier was, what would you be doing differently if you were at Central? And it's nothing. We would be doing the same exact things, working the same process, and next January we'll be working that same process again. And so it's time tested, and we've been working it all year.
Now that you guys are, kind of implementing things at Portland State, let's talk about just the successes you had at the D2 level with Central Washington. It's been a kind of a D2 power the last several years, and you guys kind of took that mantle and run with it. Just what were some of the lessons you took from your time at Central Washington that you now take to Portland State?
Yeah, I think just as you become a head coach like I did, I became a head coach in 2019 to 2020. The whole world stopped for COVID, and that was put on my plate. And the value and the lessons that I learned as a head coach of trying to hold a program together were probably more valuable than anything that happened on or off the field after that. And so really once you decide who you're going to be and kind of find out how to be yourself in that role, I think all of those lessons that we learned over that time have really shaped our philosophy on how we play football, how we handle academics, how we work off the field, and hopefully all those lessons come through and benefit Portland State.
Coach, we anticipate a bit of a quarterback battle this season at camp. What are the qualities you're looking for among those quarterback candidates that'll tell you he's the guy?
Yeah, I think first is accuracy. Your quarterback's got to be able to put the ball in the right spot. And I think as we get into the Big Sky Conference, those windows to throw the ball are going to be a little tighter than they were at the D2 level and a little bit more difficult to get that job done. So we want an accurate guy. We need a guy that can lead, right? We need a guy that the kids can believe in, and that when things get hard, because we'll face adversity and things will get tough, what type of leader is that young man going to be for our program, and that really the head coach, the O coordinator, and myself, or the quarterback, we're in it together, and we're going to have each other's back through that whole thing. And so we'll go through this competition and we'll see what unfolds through the month.
We're going to go ahead and take a look at your schedule here, Coach, and obviously, right, pretty much out of the gates, you guys are going to have a great test here to open the season with UC Davis, first conference opponent, and of course, first opponent of the season. Just your thoughts on that game, playing a playoff team from a year ago, but then when you look at the schedule, what kind of stands out?
Yeah, I think, if you just took the first 4 games of the season and measured it across the country, you'd say Portland State might have the toughest schedule there. But, as we've learned as in the game of football, it's going to be 1 week at a time, and right now everything's focused on fall camp and having a great practice this coming Wednesday and setting our sights towards August 29th to Davis. But, I have a lot of respect for that program, and I've been obviously a fan of the Big Sky sitting in the D2 level and studying these teams. And so I have a pretty good familiarity with them and a lot of other teams in the Big Sky just by being a football junkie and studying all these teams in the offseason. So we know what we're getting into with that team rolling into Hillsborough Stadium.
You're also from Pocatello, Idaho. Your dad brought you to Big Sky football games growing up, so that goes way back. How do you think your emotions will feel taking the field week 0 as a coach in this conference you grew up following?
I'll be fine. I think I've trained myself over the years to eliminate that part of myself. I think the game that'll be toughest for me will be going back to Idaho State. I haven't coached a game there since we lost a state championship at the high school level back in 2001, I believe. And so that was my last game inside the Dome, and obviously played a lot of games there as a high school kid. And so that one will be a little emotional going back home for me. But I grew up around it, watched all those games, those great games, watched Nevada, watched Boise State when they were in the conference. Probably dating myself there, but so it's an honor to be part of this conference. It's the tradition and history of it, and just growing up wanting to be a player in the conference, and getting to that day where you realize you're not good enough as a player to be in that conference. So coming back as a coach is pretty special for me.
Well, we're fired up to have you here, Chris. Again, congratulations on getting the job, and good luck this season.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Yeah, you bet. Coming up, we'll catch up with the players from Portland State after this.
Now back to the 2026 Big Sky Football Kickoff Show.
Welcome back to the 2026 Big Sky Football Kickoff Show. I'm Megan Robinson, joined by a couple of Vikings, Jackson Helmstetler and Terrence Lavelle, or T-Love, as we're going to go with. Guys, how has your kickoff weekend been?
Yeah, well, first, thank you guys for having us. It's been a great time being able to be around guys from other teams and just commune with them and learn about guys around the league. It's been a great time.
Yeah, it's been a great experience. Just great opportunities all weekend. It's really been amazing just to connect with the other people of the Big Sky, the players, the coaches, and really just see where everyone's mind's at before the season starts and before camp starts up.
Now, Terrence, you spent the first half of last season dealing with some injuries. How are you feeling entering as we approach the start of camp?
I feel healthy. I feel like this is poised to be one of my best college seasons so far, and it's my last one, so I feel like there's no better way to go out than on top.
Why are you so confident?
That's kind of that's how you got to live sometimes, with the confidence that if I have the confidence to do something, I feel like that makes it 15 to 20% more likely that it'll actually get achieved.
I love it. Well, Jackson, you're one of the few upperclassmen on this Vikings team who has spent his entire career at Portland State, first year under head coach Chris Fisk. What has he brought to the program?
Yeah, I mean, just from day one, he's built this culture that he brought from every stop. Every stop he wins, and he's brought that culture to us. And it's built on character, strength, and honor. We talk about that every day, and that's one of the first conversations that me and him had. And that's one of the big reasons why I was enticed to stay, that and the way the defense is played. Downhill, run to the ball, and I'm excited to get to work with the guys and these new coaches.
You've talked about culture. Coach was just up here talking the emphasis on culture. There are 58 new guys in your locker room. Terrence, what are the challenges of creating a cohesive culture with so many new guys?
Really just getting them to buy into the process, buy into the culture, and just buy into everything that Coach Fisk preaches every day. It really goes into not looking too far ahead in the future, like what's going to happen at the end of the season, what's going to happen next season, but taking it one day at a time and just honing in on the work.
Now, you guys are both good football players, but you also have some talents and interests off the field.
Yes,
Jackson, you are a woodworker.
Yeah.
Yeah,
ish. I love it.
Ish,
yes.
Ish. You dabble in the
I
woodworking.
dabble. I love it. Yeah.
How did you get into that?
Yeah, great story. My grandfather when I was young, we would go into his garage and repair things that my mom or my grandma broke, and kind of just went up from there. And now we build like little trinkets together or shelves, and it's been one of the best parts of my life, being able to learn from him and work with him. And now that's something that I'd be able to take from him moving through my life. So, yeah.
What's your favorite thing that you've made?
Favorite thing I've made? I made some wooden American flags that I'm pretty proud of. They're pretty cool. I burnt them and stained them, and yeah, pretty sweet.
The whole 9.
Yeah, whole 9 yards.
You have to show Terrence because he is a fan of art. What specifically, we've said this, everything is art. But if you were to look at, like, what are some of the types of art mediums that interest you?
Some of like my peak interest when it comes to art is like filmmaking, music making, and then personally for myself, Legos.
Oh, are you working on any Lego sets right now?
Yeah, I just finished up a Wally one, and then I have a Luxo Junior in the making.
Well, you need to set up a little woodwork exhibit so that he can come and see your art.
Right. He said he was building shelves with his woodworking. I'm like,
you need shelves for your Legos.
Yeah.
Guys,
Great collab.
Here we go. All right. Fishbowl time.
Fishbowl.
Pick out a question. You guys wrote these yesterday.
Easy enough.
All right. We'll go to you first, Jackson.
What do you and your teammates do for fun? I would say my favorite thing I do with the teammates is go to the river. It's kind of a consistent thing throughout the summer. Work out, and then just go jump in some water and swim around, float around, whatever. Yeah, it's probably my favorite thing. And
Awesome. Terrence?
Mine was, what's the best compliment you've ever received? I'd honestly just say that I'm compassionate. I find it really beneficial, or I just find it really healing to my own self when someone tells me, like, you can tell that you care about other people or care about other animals or any really living thing. It just, it means a lot to me.
I love that. That's awesome.
it's true about him too.
It's true. I feel like that kind of goes back down with like my psychology history too, just the inner workings of the mind and stuff.
I love it. Well, guys, it's been a pleasure chatting with you. Best of luck this season. We'll see you out there week 0 against UC Davis.
Yes, ma'am.
It's going to be a great game.
Yeah.
Go Vikes.
More
Thank you so much.
from the 2026 Big Sky Football Kickoff Show right after this. Welcome back to the 2026 Big Sky Football Kickoff Show. I'm Megan Robinson. If you flip through this program, you'll see the names of the 9 Big Sky football alumni who had the opportunity to suit up for Super Bowl 60, the most of any FCS conference. They're proof Commissioner Tom Wistrcill is right. You can get there from here. While it's easy to look at players like Rashid Shaheed and Patrick O'Connell and think they've made it, they'll tell you the road from the Big Sky to the Super Bowl was a rocky one, paved with perseverance.
It's never been easy. It's always been a tougher journey. All the ups and downs, all the highs and lows throughout my whole career, honestly, even starting in high school. I had to just keep pushing and keep climbing all the way through.
Being able to shape my career at a smaller school definitely allowed me to be the player that I am today. I feel like Weber State is a big reason why I was able to persevere throughout all these hard times and hardships throughout my short NFL career.
Rashid Shaheed and Patrick O'Connell started their college football careers under the radar. Weber State was Shaheed's only D1 offer coming out of high school, while O'Connell chose to walk on at Montana after 1 year at the D2 level. Those humble beginnings led to next level success.
Coming from a smaller school and a smaller conference, you have to show yourself, improve yourself every single day. And I think that's the important thing with the guys on our team from the Big Sky. They just show up every day and they work hard.
How did your time at Weber State prepare you for your opportunity in the NFL?
The coaching, I just took everything, all the advice, all the lessons that they taught me, whether if it was from lifting, working out, to just being the best person that I could be on and off the field. They instilled so much confidence in myself, confidence that I didn't know that I could even reach. And they believed in me before I even believed in myself.
Obviously, you're already flying under the radar because of you're at a smaller school at the FCS level. It's really just the guys being themselves. If you look at it, like obviously Rashid and Coop and Ty and myself, everyone just shows up and they're themselves every single day. And I think that just stems from the hard work that you have to put in from being at a FCS school. It just starts there.
Their hard work earned them spots on NFL rosters, and only a few years into their careers, a trip to the Super Bowl.
A day I'll never forget, just being able to see, be in that environment and see all the lights and, all the celebrities and all the, broadcasters, just all the cameras and everything. It was a really cool experience, and I'm glad I had a chance to be a part of that.
Like, you can't even put it into words because of how special it is. There's just so many good things that come from it, and one of the best parts about it is just having your family there to celebrate with you and everyone see the hard work finally pay off.
If someone told you when you were at Montana that you would one day be a Super Bowl champ, what would you have said to them?
When I first started at Montana, I probably wouldn't believe them, but if you told me like a couple years into my career, I think I would have believed them, just because of the way that I worked and the way that I grinded every single day to get what I had. And there's just so many points throughout my career where it was just like, I know I can do this and I know I can keep playing. I just had to keep proving myself and showing myself.
Shaheed and O'Connell have achieved the elusive title of Super Bowl champ. They've helped lay the blueprint for those in the Big Sky who one day hope to lift the Lombardi.
It's just so important to know that there's guys that have gone before you that have done it. There was guys that I would watch from the University of Montana when I was younger, that they kind of showed the way and showed the path that it was possible.
Believe in yourself, believe in your ability, believe in all in the hard work you put in, and that's just where it starts. Belief in yourself, and anything is possible. Let me be a testament to that. I never thought that I would be, this far in my career, and look where I am now, and it's all just because I believed in myself.
Kids in the Big Sky right now, you just keep pushing, keep your head down, and just be you and show up every single day and put in the work, because I'm just, guys like me and other guys on their team are living proof that you can do it.
From overlooked to Super Bowl champs, now with a new season looming, they're both hungry for that second ring.
I haven't made the initial 53-man roster yet coming out of camp. That's my main goal this year. And then after that, it's obviously we're trying to defend our title.
Now that I've got one, I want to know what it's like to get a second. But it's all about the journey. That's what I'm most excited for, just the journey and the steps that it takes to get another one.
All right, great story there. Thanks, Meg. And we are joined now, Scott Breen on set, with Vice Chair of the Kalispel Tribe of Indians, Kurt Holmes. And Kurt, thank you for taking a minute. And
Thank you.
You guys, of course, play such a fantastic role between the Northern Quest and the Kalispel Tribe around the region, known as being great community partners. Why so committed to giving back?
Well, I would tell you historically we had a lot of poverty on our reservation. We know what it's like to struggle. When we first opened our doors, we made a commitment to be a strong community partner. We've been celebrating our 25th year anniversary, and we are proud to say we've donated over $26 million to charities in Spokane and Pend Oreille County.
That's fantastic. Well, I know you also partner with a variety of universities with sports marketing sponsorships. Why are college sports such a great fit for you?
I would say that's a multi-part answer. So first and foremost, a lot of alcoholism and poverty on the reservation. So sports was an outlet for a lot of us. Wasn't a lot of other things to do. Second, I would tell you that a lot of our gamers are very competitive. They like local sports, and so they're loyal to their alma maters. And it's a good advertising marketing vehicle. And third, it's not just about sports. So growing up on the reservation, education wasn't necessarily supported. There wasn't jobs to come home to. You were saying goodbye to your kids, so to speak. Now you can come home and be a doctor, a lawyer, an engineer. And so it's very important to us, and the youth are one of our main primary focuses on how we invest back into our tribe.
Terrific. Endless possibilities. Just a couple years ago, you in fact partnered with Eastern Washington.
Yes, sir.
Fill me in on that.
So I would tell you on October 31st, they're starting their Native American Heritage Month by having the traditional Salish word for eagle, Ush Bakil Game, on their helmets. It's also a Halloween game, so they're having their blackout uniforms. And lastly, I'm a Eastern alum. Go Eags.
Will you get over there then for that night? Or
I sure hope so. If my wife says it's okay, yes.
Always have to check in with the boss.
Right.
I also noticed your medallion, and if you'd move your microphone just to the side a bit, what a beautiful piece. Tell me about the tradition behind that or the meaning.
So an eagle is a very sacred bird for most tribes.
Oh, let me bring that back up. I'm sorry.
Eagle is a very sacred bird for most tribes, but this particularly was made by a former foster child who passed away earlier this year. So I wanted to wear it and represent the Eagles and Billy Jones.
Explain to me, too, about the beading size.
So this is a size 15 beadwork, which is hard to find nowadays. You're starting to see less of it. It's very hard to work with, but you can get very intricate designs with it. And it's the last piece I have from him, so.
Fantastic. Well, it is certainly beautiful. And again, Kurt Holmes, Vice Chair of the Kalispel Tribe of Indians, and we appreciate you taking time to join us on behalf of the Kalispel Tribe and the Northern Quest as well.
Thank you for the opportunity, Scott. Appreciate
Absolutely. I could listen and visit about stories for another 20 minutes, but
we'll catch up again.
Sounds terrific. All right, after the break, we'll be back as we count down to wrapping it up here from Spokane.
We now return to the 2026 Big Sky Football Kickoff Show from Scripps Sports.
We're on to our final hour here of Media Day here at the Big Sky Conference Kickoff as we continue to talk to all the teams around the league gearing up for the 2026 season. And we're joined by our final new coach of the season, the head man over at the University of Montana, Mr. Bobby Kennedy. Coach, congratulations on getting the job and congratulations on everything you guys have been able to do. Picked second in the league, so new coach, but same expectations at Montana. Just how does that ring with you?
Well, first of all, thanks for having me. And, yeah, would have liked to have been picked first, but but you know, obviously people think a lot of the University of Montana and our program, so really honored that that people think that about our players and our coaches. So excited going into the season.
Coach, you signed a 4-year extension last month before even coaching a game with the Grizzlies. Athletic Director Kent Haslam said it's because of the work ethic and leadership that you've shown. How do you exemplify those qualities?
Well, number one, I love what I do. And obviously being in this role has really kind of invigorated me. I loved coaching wide receivers, and I'd been in that role for so long and been an assistant for so long, but I always wanted to be a head coach. And when I got this position, I said, you know what, I'm going to do it my way. And I'm going to get out in the community. I'm going to get around different programs in our department, whether it be the business school, whether it be the tennis team, whether it be volleyball, whatever it was, I was going to immerse myself at the University of Montana. But then also being around our players. Like, I love being around our players every day and being involved in their, not only their athletic career and football, but also like a personal relationship with them. I think our department is aligned really well right now. Every sport in our department, and then also our administration. So I'm excited about that. But just being engaged and being present in the moment. And every day I say, this sounds corny, but when I get up, the first thing I do, go in, brush my teeth, right? Get ready for the day. And I say, hey, today you have to earn it. And I say that to our players all the time. So I'm trying to earn it. And excited about the contract. Yeah, because I want to be at Montana.
Coach, when you look at your coaching philosophy, and as you mentioned, long-time assistant coach, coaching a lot of big games, a lot of big places, and of course with the Grizzlies last year, when you look at your coaching philosophy and how maybe you're approaching being a head coach, what stands out that you've been trying to implement these first few months?
Yeah, just like I said, being present with the players and letting them know that not only are we invested in football, but also their overall well-being and being involved in their life. And, you know, there's issues that come up all the time, right? And just like I say to them, like being present in the moment, when they walk into my office, I want them to know that, yeah, I'm there to help them and to solve problems, but, or even just to like lend them an ear, right? So that's been kind of my philosophy. But the thing is, I say this to a lot of people, you know, Montana football's not broken. We were 13-2 last year. Obviously, we lost the wrong 2 games. But what Coach Houck has done at the University of Montana, and with defense and special teams and running the ball, toughness, right? Those are things that I want to keep, right? But then also involving our assistant coaches in different things in the community, and with you guys, the media, our players the same way, like incorporating them. And I talk about the family you choose all the time, right? And what I believe that is these kids picked us, we picked them, how do we make this the best experience that they can possibly have? So, yeah, that's a little bit of what I want to do in my philosophy.
I mean, and I think it shows, Coach, with your philosophy and the foundation laid before you. 0 players transferred after Bobby Houck retired. What do you think that says about the foundation that you inherited?
Well, yeah, first of all, I think he recruited great players, right, and good people. But also, I look at our staff, right? Like, our staff had those connections with those players, and they were enjoying their experience at the University of Montana. And so everybody wants to say, geez, you kept all these guys. And yeah, it is about me. No, I'm just joking. But I think they were enjoying their experience at Montana, really good staff. They liked each other as players and as teammates. And so to me, that wasn't a big ask to keep all those guys together. And obviously, me being the head coach, I got to know a bunch of the players last year. I think that they were comfortable with me. So I think it's our staff, it's our team bond, our unity, but also the university being a special place.
Real quick, too, Coach, we'll go ahead and talk about first your schedule. We'll go ahead and throw this up here. You guys are going to host Southern Utah to start, conference game to start. But when you look at, this schedule and then the guys you get back, right? You look, Kaylee Ayat, first team All-Big Sky, quarterback last year, running back Eli Gilman, preseason offensive player of the year. Some guys back on defense like Peyton Wing, Solomon Tuliaupupu. Just what stands out about this group, and when you look at this schedule, what excites you the most?
Yeah, well, demanding schedule, right? Like, every week we're going to be tested. My good friend Lance Anderson at Utah Tech, right? I mean, Southern Utah, like, really good team. Like every game, like, we've got to be in the moment, right? And I know it's cliche-ish, but like, we can't think that, that you've ever arrived. You have to take one game at a time. You've got to put the importance on being 1-0 every week. Okay, and if you do have a setback, then you have to move on. But I think it's a demanding schedule. Really good teams. Drake. I mean, I love Bulldogs in real life, but I don't necessarily gonna like them. And then obviously there's a great team across the state. Idaho. I mean, you think about that game last year. It could have gone either way. Eastern Washington. I mean, Northern Arizona, we didn't play them last year, but they're a quality team. Davis, I mean, like, every week is a test, and what we have to aspire to is to pass that test every week.
Definitely. Well, Coach, going to be a tough schedule. Expectations always high, but congratulations again on the new job, and best of luck this season.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate you all taking the time.
You bet. Peyton Wing, Eli Gilman of the Montana Grizzlies, up next here on the Big Sky Kickoff.
Thanks, guys.
Great job.
Now back to the 2026 Big Sky Football Kickoff Show.
You're watching the 2026 Big Sky Football Kickoff Show. I'm Megan Robinson. Montana might have a new head coach, but they have a couple All-Americans returning to their team this year. Eli Gilman, Peyton Wing. Guys, how has your media day weekend been?
It's been super fun. It's been a crazy experience. It's a whole lot of media and a lot of speakers, but no, I've had nothing but a good time this weekend. So.
Yeah, the weekend's been fun. Got into town, did a kids camp, and then it was great meeting all the other guys, without a helmet on. I don't know what they look like, so finally meeting them or some of them, it's been a fun time. Some good dudes.
Have you been asked any outlandish questions?
I'd say the craziest question I got today was someone asked which one of my teammates can talk crap the most and not back it up. I was like,
That's a good one.
I know. I was like, I'm not gonna expose them like that. So.
Yeah, I'd probably say that was probably the craziest question we got asked.
Well, tell me once we're off the air. I'm curious.
No, I will. I'll tell you after.
Who can talk crap the most and back it up?
Kaylee Ayat.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's a trash talker.
He's got some swagger.
Yeah,
he's got some swagger.
Some swag to him.
He's good at what he does. All the time.
Really
I
good.
don't disagree.
Yeah.
But do you agree with his statement?
Oh yeah.
That it's Kaylee?
Yeah.
All right. I love it. Well, get into football a little bit. Eli, last year we talked and you told me that you've wanted to improve every year. Last year your focus was improving the blocking and making defenders miss. What areas of your game do you want to work on entering 2026?
I'd say really all of it. I'm trying to get better as a complete running back in all. And I'd say improving all skills and especially my body health in general is going to be super key for me this year.
Now, defensively, Peyton, you return a good number of key contributors to your defense. You fellow linebackers, Solomon Tuliapupu, Clay Oven. What word would you use to describe your position group and why?
Oh, gosh. I mean, we're deep. We got a lot of guys that can play. Very talented, very athletic. And it's just a fun group of guys, you know. Like, we're so close. Our meetings are fun, you know. There's never like a dull moment with those guys. So, yeah.
Statistically, Montana was one of the best defenses in the conference last season. What is the strength of the unit this year?
Yeah, I would just say our whole defense we have a great standard. Like, we run to the ball, we have a lot of energy. Our pursuit is amazing. Everyone's got high motors and they got great work ethic. So, like, if you mess up on a key or something, a read, you got a whole bunch of guys still running to the ball and helping swarm that ball carrier. So,
Eli, offensively, you have yourself, KLE, Brooks Davis, lots of guys returning. However, the offensive line is in a bit of a rebuild. As a running back, what can you do to help that group mesh and lighten their load?
I'd say, really just keeping them confident. I think playing football and succeeding takes a lot of confidence. And I think it's like if you have a bunch of new guys or guys that maybe aren't experienced, it's keeping them confident is a really good thing, because I've seen a bunch of confident linemen just dominate, and I've seen non-confident linemen like struggle with that thing. So I think keeping my guys confident is going to help our connection as well as everybody else's.
Well, you guys wrote some questions yesterday. Reach in the fishbowl, pick one out.
Uh-oh.
What do you got, Eli?
It says, if you could be anyone in the world for one day, who would you be? Anybody in the world?
Anyone.
Probably my mom.
Why your mom?
Because she's like a superhero. I think it'd be cool to experience what it feels like to be a superhero. Yeah.
I love that.
Thanks.
It's awesome. Peyton, what's your... Hey, Mom.
Hi, Mom.
Yeah, Dawn's great. Where's your favorite stadium you have played in?
Not Wagriz.
Well, I was an opponent in Wagriz before, so I will say that. I mean, there's a lot of cool stadiums in the Big Sky, but playing as an opponent in Wagriz is pretty electric.
How different is it going in there as an opponent versus being on the Grizz?
Very different. Yeah, like going in there, you're going into enemy territory, you know. But playing for him, it's way better, you know. It's electric, man. Like, the stadium's awesome. Yeah, I mean, have you experienced a game day there?
I've experienced several game days there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, but I'm neutral. I'm just cheering for the Big Sky when I'm there.
Yeah, go Grizz.
Yeah, all right. Well, gentlemen, thank you so much. Best of luck. Enjoy your final few days of summer as you start camp on Friday. Up next, head coach of Idaho, Thomas Ford.
We now return to the 2026 Big Sky Football Kickoff Show from Scripps Sports.
Welcome back into Spokane, Washington, and we're excited to be talking Idaho Vandals football now with second-year head coach Thomas Ford Jr. The Vandals, of course, one of these programs, coach, that, last year kind of a blip, but prior to that, perennial playoff contender. So, Coach, you look at this squad, you got a lot of guys back, a lot of talent on this team. Just first of all, welcome to Spokane, and how excited are you for you this upcoming season?
Thank you guys for having me. I'm extremely excited for this opportunity this season. I think this year we have a lot of players that are returning with experience. We had returning players last year, but not a lot of guys that had starting experience or, a lot of snaps in terms of numbers, right? Last year we probably had 20 guys that played significant minutes that had less than 100 snaps in their careers. Now a lot of those guys are back and they have 500 plus. And so I think that experience is something that you can really lean on, and these guys know what it takes to win as opposed to thinking they know what it takes to win in this league.
Coach, year 2 at the helm in Moscow, what was the most surprising lesson year 1 taught you?
Just continue to believe in yourself and what you're doing, right? We had a 4-game skid there where it seemed like the sky was falling from the outside looking in, but I think our guys did a phenomenal job of staying the course, staying together, and that's something that I think we'll really lean into this year, right? Just understanding that if you believe in what you're doing and you continue to do it and you're consistent with your approach, you can have success. And so I think not only myself, but I think our players and our staff learned a ton from that last year.
Obviously, one of the guys coming back, Coach, that had played a lot for you last year was quarterback Joshua Wood, right? And it's a very QB-heavy league this year.
Yes, it is.
But when you look at his development last year and what an athlete, right, and what he can do both running and throwing the ball, just where'd you see him grow last year and what excites you about 2026 for him?
I think the biggest area where I've seen him improve is his leadership. You know, last year he didn't get here until the summer, so the whole summer he's learning his, teammates, learning how the program runs, and you started to see him be more vocal towards the tail end of the year, but we started with that in January, and he is a phenomenal leader. I think he really believes in the pillars that we're trying to, exhibit in our program, and echoes those messages of the coaches throughout the locker room. And anytime you can have player-led teams, right, you're gonna have a lot more success. And he's certainly been a really good leader for our group.
Of course, it always helps to have a starting quarterback returning. You're also getting back 4 of your 5 starting O linemen. How does that open up your playbook a bit as you enter camp?
I think it's huge. You just have that continuity, especially when your starting center is a guy that's going to be basically a third, well, almost a fourth-year starter for us. And so when you have that continuity, you have the quarterback back, you can just do more. You can install a little bit more in spring ball. They can handle a little bit more over the summer, and hopefully it translates right into fall camp for us this week.
When you guys look at the defensive side of the ball, Cruz Hepburn here obviously kind of leading that linebacker room, but what stands out about that side and the group you have over there?
Again, a lot of continuity, especially in the secondary. We've got 3 guys that had significant time last year. We're bringing in a transfer that has FBS experience, and then we really improved, I thought, on the defensive line. Up front, with the addition of VJ Malo, our new defensive tackles coach. I think he's doing a phenomenal job with those interior guys. We added the Augustus twins, Mari and Javen Augustus, from Northern Iowa and Coastal Carolina, respectively. I think their mom was really happy. We brought them back together.
Sure.
They were playing away from each other, and she probably had a hard time getting to their games. But those guys are going to be a huge difference makers up front. We need to do a better job getting after the passer. We've got to do a better job taking the ball back, and I think those are certainly ingredients to do that.
Coach, you opened the season week 0 against Cal Poly. Your first of 3 nationally televised games this season. Of course, you'll be on ESPNU week 1 when you play Utah, and against Montana State week 5 on ESPN Linear. What does that kind of exposure do for your program?
I think it's huge. I mean, we've got Vandal fans all across the nation, and for it to be that accessible for them, I think it's huge. And I also think it kind of shows the interest in our program, right? You don't get on national TV games because no one wants to watch you. And so I think it just gives our guys another opportunity to kind of showcase their ability on a national scale, and also gives us a chance, especially week 0, right, to show what the Big Sky is all about, right? That's going to be a conference game in week 0. Doesn't happen, but it seems like it's going to be happening a lot more in the future here. But I do think it's just a great opportunity to expose the rest of the country to Big Sky football and obviously Vandal football.
Coach, one thing I wanted to ask you about was the Big Sky U program that they brought back this year. You obviously got a chance to participate in that as an assistant coach. Now as the head man, I know you got a chance to speak to these up-and-coming assistants. It's kind of fun seeing the guys who circled who might lead a program someday.
Sure.
Just what was it like this year getting a chance to kind of speak to these guys and maybe see where you once were, just a few years ago?
Oh, it was incredible. 3 years ago, I was sitting at the same tables as those guys and the same shoes as they were as an assistant coach, and, high aspirations to be a head coach again, and be able to do it in the Big Sky is huge. And so to be able to talk to those guys about my experience and really show them it's a real thing. This Big Sky U program isn't just for show. It's not just something that the Big Sky is doing. The Big Sky, I think, above all other conferences, does the best job of developing coaches. And I think Big Sky U is just another example of that. So it was awesome to give back, share my experiences, and hopefully give them a couple tidbits they can take along the way.
No doubt about it. Second year at the helm for the Idaho Vandals, Thomas Ford Jr. Coach, as always, thanks so much for your time and good luck with the season.
I appreciate it. Go Vandals. V's up.
Coming up, Joshua Wood, Cruz Hepburn from Idaho. Catch up with Meg after this.
Live coverage from Spokane continues on the Big Sky Football Kickoff Show.
Welcome back to the 2026 Big Sky Football Kickoff Show. I'm Megan Robinson, joined by the best-dressed guys in the Big Sky, Joshua Wood, Cruz Hepburn from the University of Idaho. Gentlemen, looking sharp.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
And I know that you have a store that you go to in Moscow to help pick out these outfits. What inspired your looks today?
We go to black
suit and tie
in Moscow, and we just kind of want to come here and represent the Vandals, and obviously we got matching outfits, so feeling good.
I love it. And sparkly shoes. I wish we could get the shot of the shoes, but trust me, behind this desk, these guys' shoes are.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes, I love it. Media Day weekend. It is second season for both you and Coach Ford. Josh, I'll go to you first. What are the biggest differences you've seen in this program from year 1 to year 2?
Just the energy throughout the facility. Just everyone coming in day by day, coming in to work, and be a better person every single day, and get better. That's the main thing every single day, is just to get better 1%, no matter what it is.
What about you, Cruz? Have you seen this program?
Yeah, I think a lot of it is just the talent and experience. A lot of the new guys that we brought in and the returners have a lot more experience this year, and also just everyone really buying into our team culture and working together.
Now, Cruz, you were our Lewiston High School's all-time leading rusher.
Yes, ma'am.
And now you are a linebacker?
Yes.
How does that happen?
I think it kind of correlates. I think it helps me because I kind of have a better feel for what running backs may do. So, yeah, definitely has helped me out throughout my career.
Joshua, Coach Ford has said that you're light years ahead of where you were last year because you came in last summer. So now you have an entire off season under your belt. Where do you think your game has grown the most?
Absolutely reading the field, being able to see the defense, being able to control the game, of the pace of how it's going as well. Being with the guys out there every single day, getting the timing and chemistry down, it's been a blessing, and being able to get everything going. So, yeah.
Your first sport was basketball.
Mm-hmm.
Your parents told me you're a very good basketball player. What made you choose to pursue football at the collegiate level?
Just what was going on through COVID. Basketball was getting pretty much shut down with everything, and then football was outside, so you were able to play it. And then football offers came in, and I felt like that was the best opportunity for me.
And Cruz, you were sort of the opposite at one point in your career. You chose to pursue baseball at first instead. Why did you go that route for a season?
I just thought that was the best thing for me at the time. Obviously grateful for my time at Lewis Clark State, but very thankful that I made the decision to come back up to Idaho.
Yeah, you had committed to Idaho in 2022, decided to go play baseball at Lewis and Clark State, where where's my number? You had a 308 average your freshman season.
Yeah.
What brought you back to Moscow?
Honestly, as I was playing baseball at LC, I was still going up to all the Idaho games and watching them up there, and it looked like they're having a blast in the Kibbe Dome, and I kind of wanted to just be a part of that. So ended up giving Coach Eck a phone call, and he gave me an opportunity to come back up.
Joshua, your dad played at Washington State for now Hall of Fame head coach Dennis Erickson. You got to meet Dennis. Well, you've met him before, but you got to see him inducted into the Hall of Fame that night. Have a dad who played the game. What's the best piece of advice your dad has taught you about playing college football, or even just in life in general?
Just be yourself. Be the hard worker that you are, and that hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. So, that's just the main thing that he's always told me, is just be yourself and always be that hard worker that you are.
Who is someone who you've sort of looked to for career advice, Cruz?
Probably my parents. Really big support system. Yeah. They've helped me out a lot throughout my career, and just always been there for me. Yeah.
What's their best advice that they've given you?
Just be yourself. And what you put into something is what you get out.
We talked about how Cruz was played baseball, did pretty good at that, was an all-time leading rusher. Now he's a linebacker. How would you as a teammate assess his overall athleticism?
Out the roof. Out the roof. He's got the athleticism of anybody, to play the game. Cruz, he's an outstanding player, and so being able to, you got to leather the ball, when it comes to those digs when he's dropping back, because he can jump up and he'll go up and get it.
Fishbowl.
Oh, here we go.
Here we go.
Reach your hand in.
Oh, give me a good one.
You kind of already answered that one, so I'm going to have you pick another, because it was your parents. I could read it. Okay. Joshua, I'm going to go to you first. What's your
Me
question?
first? If you were the coach for a day, what would practice look like? I mean, Man, a lot of team. We're gonna do a lot of team. Put guys in situations that they've probably never been in before. A lot of 7-on-7 and in 1-on-1s for sure. Let guys compete and get after it.
Make them run.
At the end, gotta make them run. Overtime. Oh yeah.
You have to.
Got to.
Cruz, what's your question?
One wish. What would it be? No money or more wishes? Definitely to win a national championship with this group.
I love it.
That's my wish.
Absolutely.
Can't go wrong there. Well, best of luck to you guys. Enjoy your your port tomorrow?
Yes.
Yeah, well,
Yes.
enjoy your final few hours of freedom. Can't wait to see you out there week 0 on ESPN. After this, we'll catch up with head coach Aaron Best.
We now return to the 2026 Big Sky Football Kickoff Show from Scripps Sports.
As always, we are joined by Eastern Washington to kind of cap things off as we wrap things up, or the best for last. It's head coach Aaron Best, my friend and yours, the longest tenured coach in the Big Sky right now, entering season 10 here with the Eagles. I mean, Coach, you've been with the Eagles for, I believe it's 30 years now, right? Entering as a player and coach, and this is your program, this is your squad, and it's good to have you back. What are you looking forward to most this upcoming season?
There's a lot of things I'm looking forward to. In all honesty, I get excited about these opportunities because the guys that are with us, and we got another dozen more that are going through their last campaign as Eagles. So it's their senior year. Like, no one thinks they're going to be a senior until they're a senior, and then all of a sudden it means a little bit more when you're going into your last camp, your last campaign. And so I know it's not the last campaign for me, but I know it's the last campaign for those guys. So it's almost like one of those pieces where you almost put a little bit more in for them because you were there at one point in 1999, one of my 30 years in Cheney that I do remember well, going into my last camp, knowing that you have one last run at it. So it's special for those guys, and I want to make it special for them.
Coach, an emphasis this season is good to great, taking what you were good at last year and becoming great at it. We've established you've been at this coaching thing for some time now. What are the qualities that can turn a good player into a great one?
Well, I think individuals give us a better chance holistically, but I think when we're thinking about good to great is doing the team thing, playing not just complementary football, but truly complementary football more often and more efficient. We've taken great strides on defense. That was kind of the good to great theme, was like we've now become a good defense. How do we become great? Well, let's do it as a team through our defense, who's been the backbone the last couple of years for us. So we got some work to do. Everybody does, and everybody defines goodness and greatness differently. But we're nibbling. We're nibbling. We're scratching. We're clawing. We got great people to do it with, and they're yearning to become great. But you got to be great. You got to go through good, and we're going through good right now, and hopefully we reach greatness.
Coach, Eastern Washington, everybody always thinks of high-flying offenses, lots of points, lots of yards, all those good things. When you look at this squad, when you look at quarterback, what kind of stands out, and what kind of, what excites you about the group that you guys have on that side of the ball?
Well, we got to be. Obviously, the last couple of years haven't been our best years offensively. Last year we kind of took a step back. We ended up playing 4 quarterbacks by the end of our 12th game. That didn't help us out for various reasons. We weren't as consistent because our availability wasn't there. But it's also kind of they've got reps when they weren't supposed to get reps, so we banked some reps that maybe we weren't expecting to get. So we've got to become more explosive. We got to become more consistent. We got to protect the quarterback better. Our quarterback got hit too much last year. And I'm an offensive line coach. There's a lot of pride in that. And we've always thrown the ball around the yard for a fair amount of time, my 30 years at Eastern. And to throw it opens up the run game. To run it opens up the throw game. And so we've got to do a better job of protecting the quarterback. And obviously Malik being healthy going into this year, keeping him healthy throughout the year is going to help our run game. But we got to do more for our quarterback to be able to be consistent and to be more explosive. There'll be a few new faces that you didn't see last year that probably come onto the scene that we're excited about. But again, the consistency is where we're trying to live.
Coach, you told me last night there's not really a quarterback battle. There will be a guy, but that might not be this. What are you looking for as you assess between Jake Skockle and Nate Bell for QB1 week 1?
Who sent that note to you? Someone slide that note to you right before this. I thought we were going to sidestep this. Nate Bell will go into to Wednesday as our number one quarterback, taking the number one reps. And we evaluated, not to get lengthy, the season a little bit from last year, the off season, and then obviously the spring season. So there was a lot to went into it. It took some time. We digested for a few weeks, Coach Anderson and I, to determine right now who gives us the best chance to win. Both give us a chance to win, but the lean was Nate for a few different reasons. And so they'll continue to compete in August, but and they'll both get reps with the ones, but under center or behind the center, because no one goes under center this day and age. But behind the center for the one reps on Wednesday will be Nate, and we'll continue to have a healthy, competitive, competition there, and then try to find a third. Trying to find a third is probably the most important thing. Not trying to find out the one. Let's try to find out a third that can do it, because you never know what you need by the end of the year.
Definitely. Coach, we'll go ahead and take a look at your schedule here up on the big board. Obviously, that's a tough one, right? At Northern Arizona, at Elevation to start the conference season. And, of course, look at that schedule. I mean, there's no days off this week or really in any week when it comes to college football. What stands out when you look at that schedule and just your excitement to get started with a conference game at NAU?
Well, I think a few things stand out. Obviously, entering Utah Tech into the Big Sky Conference. We missed Southern Utah this year. But I think the biggest thing that stands out is not necessarily the schedule itself, is that first game. I mean, I was just talking to our voice of the Eagles, Larry Weir. I said, my freshman year in 1996, selfishly, was Weber State on the road in my first game. And I got my ass kicked the first long snap I did by Weston Weaver, 6'6", 270-pound D tackle. I was on Weaver's bench by the end of the punt, but the punter got the ball off. It was not fun. But I said, hey, Larry, is that really like – and he goes – and it didn't even dawn on me. Same principles. Idaho and Boise left, and so they had to probably revamp the schedule going into '96 because they went to the FBS. So same situation here. A little bit more on the line come fall camp, and I'm sure coaches probably mentioned that coming out of the gates with a league game is different than coming out in a non-conference game.
Definitely. South Dakota also on that non-conference slate for the Eagles. It's going to be a fun one. Eastern Washington always knocking on the doors, and Coach, it's always a joy talking to you. Good luck this season.
Thank you. Appreciate it, guys.
You bet. Malik Dotson, Isaiah Perez up next for Eastern Washington as we continue on with Big Sky Kickoff.
Back to the 2026 Big Sky Football Kickoff Show.
Welcome back inside the Northern Quest Resort and Casino. I'm Megan Robinson, joined by our final pair of players of the day, Eastern Washington, two captains, Malik Dotson, Isaiah Perez. Gentlemen, how has this weekend been for you overall?
It's been really fun, kind of seeing all the players from a different perspective. Besides on the field, it's been nice. Everybody's been real nice too.
Isaiah, what's been your favorite part?
I would definitely say the kids camp has been the best part. Getting out in the community, especially in the Spokane area, getting to see some of the fans and hang out with the kids.
You're also a father of 3, so you're very familiar with kids. How do you balance football and fatherhood?
I would say I'm not the best at balancing it, but it's definitely a work in progress. But I learn every day, and it's worth it everything that I do. So just putting in the work that it takes on both ends.
Malik, how does he says he's not always great at balancing it, but he's a captain, so obviously he's doing something right. How does knowing everything that he has going on in his life motivate you as a teammate and just how he is as a leader?
Oh yeah, for sure. Well, he, it's honestly awesome. Every time you're doing things and it's real hard, you gotta think back and see other people's positions, and it's honestly it's awesome.
Isaiah, you're wearing the number 4 for the second season in a row. That's a very important number for the Eagles program. How has wearing that number impacted your leadership style?
Yeah, it's a great honor to wear the legacy number at Eastern, and just knowing that I'm trusted and seen as somebody who they allow to be in that spotlight and to set the standard every day. So it's important to me that I live up to that standard and that I play to the standard, but most importantly off the field that I set that example.
I've been told you're one of the more quiet guys on the team, a little more reserved. How has being awarded that number and being a team captain helped your confidence and your vocalness?
Yeah, it's definitely something I'm working on and trying to be a little more vocal. Getting outside of my comfort zone it's put me in positions where I need to talk a little bit more, and in that scenario, it's helped me a lot.
Now, Malik, you kind of became a leader on the sideline last season when you were injured. What lessons did you learn about yourself when you couldn't be on the field and you just had to do everything you can from the bench?
Yeah, well, we had a lot of new guys at running back position as well, so it was kind of it sucked, but I learned a lot, kind of out the leadership standpoint, and to be able to voice my opinions and and get the younger guys back on track. It was different, but it definitely developed me into the man I am today.
What are you most looking forward to about getting back on the field week 0 after missing a season?
Yeah, well, really just playing with the guys, just going through hard stuff with the guys, kind of looking to my left and right and knowing that we set that standard at the beginning of the season and trying to keep that up.
There's been a moniker going around the program that I believe came to be the middle of last season, Joy Boys, and playing with joy. Isaiah, what does playing with joy look like to you?
I mean, it just means loving the guy next to you and playing for our brothers and having fun on the field, celebrating with when everybody makes a play, coming to the sideline together, focusing on our team rather than the other team. And I really feel that it brings an atmosphere, especially on the red with our fans in the stadium.
Malik, as I get this fishbowl out, what does Joy Boys mean to you?
Really kind of off what Isaiah was saying. It's just playing with joy, playing with juice on the field and off the field. Usually when our kickoff team goes out there, we run and all the way down to the sideline, and we're high-fiving the fans and stuff and bringing joy. So
Isaiah picked one already, so I'll have you go first while Malik picks his fishbowl question.
All right, I got who is your role model? I would say that my dad is my role model. I get a little emotional. My dad passed away 5 years ago, so he was a very hard worker and a father that I look up to and set the standard that I live up to every day. So it would be my dad.
Thank you for sharing that.
Mine says, would you rather always be sticky or always be itchy? Sticky or itchy? I'd say probably they both kind of suck.
That's the point.
Yeah. Probably be itchy. Sticky, that just kind of suck, everything you do, you're kind of sticky around. You don't feel clean or anything, but probably, yeah, I'd say itchy.
Someone said that earlier, and I sticky, but all right. Well, guys, we can debate this all day. I will let you go enjoy your final few hours before you have to report to camp. Can't wait to see you out there. Just a couple of weeks. Thank you for joining me, and we'll be back to wrap things up from the Big Sky Kickoff Show.
We now return to the 2026 Big Sky Football Kickoff Show from Scripps Sports.
Welcome back to the 2026 Big Sky Football Kickoff Show. Kyle Hansen, Megan Robinson. Kyle, we did it. 4 hours of nonstop Big Sky football coverage. Talk about a marathon, not a sprint.
I mean, this is kind of our prep for Boise, right? Because that's the true marathon. So, hey, let's get it in the books right now, right? Not too bad. Well done.
Well, in Boise, you don't have to talk for 4 hours straight, but what an incredible group of players and coaches we had here today.
Awesome. Loved it, right? It was so much fun getting a chance to talk to the folks from Utah Tech, Southern Utah. It's just new faces are fun. The 4 new head coaches within the Big Sky, and then of course just all the players, some been back and some not so much. I mean, the league's going to be a lot of fun this year.
I'm especially excited because we don't have to wait until September for Big Sky football. We get it week 0 this season.
How about it? Let's make it week 1, right?
Week 1, yes.
I can't remember who said made it week 1. Was that Cody?
Coach Fisk, I think it was Fisk.
Okay.
So petition to make week 0 the new week 1. We're starting it here. If you want to sign, just let us know. We'll get a change petition going.
Agreed. Completely agreed. Yeah, make it happen.
Thank you all for joining us, and of course, thank you to our incredible crew for behind the scenes for making this show possible. He's Kyle Hansen. I'm Megan Robinson. We'll see you all out there this fall.